Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this presentation of the ECL Elite Division right here on NHL Gamer. My name is Doogie24, of course, joined as always by my broadcast partner, the one and the only, Sin for the win. And Sin, we are back. It is our second broadcast of the opening round of the postseason here. It's been a very interesting start, of course, to the postseason. We'll recap all of you on what has occurred so far in just a few moments. But again, very excited for what this particular cast will be. We start things off, the battle of 1 and 8. Our defending champions of Philadelphia take on Ique, and a little bit later on as well, Goons and Färjestad continue their series, which of course began right here on Monday. And with that, although there you go. Look at what the action is going to be here today. So again, a reminder, a rough estimate, about an hour and a half. We'll get to that second series there. Of course, the action today brought to you as always by our friends at Viaplay, Wilhelm Snacks, and Kouvolan Lakritsi. So, Sin, we have a lot to get to here in the build-up, as we always do. We'll throw everybody's attention to the bracket here, though, first and foremost, to get everyone caught up on what has happened so far. Again, we'll cover Philadelphia and Ique in this broadcast. A shocking 1-1 split there. H-Reds and Poggers played yesterday on this broadcast. No commentary for that one, unfortunately, as H-Reds took a 3-0 series lead, looking, of course, to forge their path back to the championship round. Havu up 2-0 on YMCA, and of course, FBK as well, up 2-0 on Goons. So it makes the series here today a little bit more interesting, of course, electing to cover the FBK Goons series because of how much closer they were in the regular season. Sim, with that, let us go ahead and take a look at the two teams and their stats here. And if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to get everyone a look at the regular season stats first and then the playoff stats after that. I do believe that is possible. And Sim, when talking about these two teams, again, Phila are defending champions, and you see just how drastic the stats happen to be in their favor through the regular season.
Yeah, again, something that, the matchup, we didn't know if we were going to, cover it all in this first round because of how lopsided it looked on paper. But again, this is the playoffs where kind of anything can happen. And Ique picked up that huge win in overtime here. But yeah, it's just drastic differences. I mean, Ique closer in goals against to Philadelphia's goals for than they are in goals for themselves. But, maybe they figured something out. And Philadelphia, once again, in this first round against an 8 seed, drop a game. So we'll see if that's a factor moving forward here. So we're going to take a look at the playoff stats for these two teams as well. And there they are. I mean, it's actually, pretty kind of impressive what Ique has been able to do. 5 goals for, 7 against. That's not too bad. Not exactly the most winning of recipes, but if you think about Philadelphia, their ratio throughout the course of the season, they've already picked up 1/6 of the goals against in just a couple of games that they allowed all season. So maybe Ique have figured a little bit of something out here in this matchup here. A perfect power play for Ique when Philadelphia had the best penalty kill throughout the regular season. It's, something maybe cooking here for Ique.
I mean, Sin, when talking about Phila, this is a team where, granted, some of their games have been a little bit more close than we would have expected, but this is a team that has obviously shown the potential to be able to score 6, 7, 8, even 9 goals in a single match. They beat ZSC back at the end of May 9-1. So you never quite know what you're going to get from that high-powered offense there, Philadelphia. We'll take a look here at the lineups here today. As, of course, for Philadelphia on that right-hand side, it's what you would expect. And, of course, on the left-hand side, Sin, it gets a little bit interesting here. as of course we have Niepi, Leitonen, but now Tapu up top on the right-hand side. We'll have you talk about that one a little bit more here in a second. Make, Axel, Nico on defense, Pirtsa between the pipes, and again for Fila, it's Playmaker, Potzloff, and Ique, Teemu, Loimu, Kape between the pipes, and we'll throw it to the battle of the centers as we always do here. And Sin, for these two, we start off looking at the playoff stats here, and again, just a slim advantage there for Potzloff, which Leitonen really stepping up here when it matters the most.
Absolutely. I mean, that's huge. Getting 3 goals as a center right there for the squad with a team that, struggled to score through these playoffs so far. They get out of the gate strong here. And, will they be able to keep it up? That is the question. But the face-off battle between these two teams, Philadelphia having the advantage of that so far. But again, Ique was able to pick up that big win in overtime here. So what Leightonen's going to want to do is definitely sort of try to improve upon the face-off percentage. But in the other category, he's having no trouble putting up some points along with his wingers.
Of course, as well, we'll take a look here at the winger battle. Crucial in how this one's going to play out, because as we take a look here, the lack of goals from these two, of course, so we look back to the regular season where Phila won. It was actually a split. Phila winning 5-2 and then losing 3-2 in overtime. So Ique have shown that ability to give Philadelphia a little bit of trouble. That was actually the playoff matchups. They did sweep them, outscored them 8-0 in the regular season. So Ique has shown the ability to adapt as they've gone on. But of course, on the flip side there, with Playmaker, with Ique, the the picturesque dynamic duo in the Elite Division. But Sin, all eyes on Tapu here. Of course, Santori had announced on Twitter, despite the team making the playoffs, again, this was our Pro Division champion last year. Despite them making the playoffs, mandatory military service kicks in. He is unable to play. Huge shoes to fill. Huge skates to fill for Tapu in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's tough to do. He's done a good job so far, though, played in the 2 games, 2 assists, but that's tough to jump in. I don't believe, he didn't actually play a game during the regular season whatsoever. The Ique matchup was the one with Santori in there. Everyone played every single game of the skaters. So, he's really had to step in and be a presence. And you know what? He's 2 points in 2 games is not too bad. And yep, he has that 4 assists. But what you'd like to see from these 2 wingers is to get some goals, because, Playmaker and Ique can do a little bit of everything, including defend, including be on the forecheck. So Ique, if they want to have a chance in this series, they're going to have to match them step for step as best they can in this series.
And we look ahead to the defense now, and it's interesting here for Ique, because on one hand, Sin, defensively, the team's done a good job. Only 14 shots through 2 games for Philadelphia, but there had been a consistent issue for this defense, and that was the lack of goal scoring. Make, Axel had no goals in the regular season. Nico had 2. They both have 1 tally already so far here in this series. So if they can keep up that improved pace, who knows what might happen, especially, too, you look on the other side, Teemu, pointless so far through the first 2 games.
Yeah, it's actually sort of surprising to see Teemu there, given the fact that he had 8 goals, which was, I think, good enough for 3rd amongst defensemen there. Both him and Loimu able to put up a solid amount of points here. Make, Axel, and Nico, I mean, they are rising to the occasion, and that's what it's all about at this time of year. It doesn't really matter what your team stats were in the season. We like to use that to analyze to see how this matchup might go, but if you find that extra gear, if you can start doing things that you weren't able to do, then that can, really be a spark for your team right here. And maybe that's what Ique have found. They have certain players who can rise to the occasion.
And, of course, we get to the back end here, the battle in the blue paint. And Sin, who would have predicted that through 2 games? Pirtsa off to, a consistent start to what we had seen in the regular season. Kape had, by his standards, a very rough first 2 games in the series.
Yeah, the save percentage is, 13% lower than what it was in the regular season. But again, that could come down to the chances he's facing are just those high quality ones, and Ique again are just kind of burying what they're getting. They're taking what's given to them. The goals against average in favor of Kape because of the fact they have the wider goals for, goals against margin. That is being more of a team stat here. So it's hard to say what kind of chances Kape face, but you know him. He doesn't want to let anything in. So even any kind of chance that you would say maybe the goalie doesn't have a chance on that, he wants to stop. So look to him to have a big bounce back performance here in these next couple of games.
Absolutely. So, Sim, we are just a few moments away from puck drop here. And as we always do, we turn it over to our keys to success for each side. And we'll start off with IQ and what they need to look to do here tonight. What stands out for you?
Well, first things first, I mean, kind of play with no pressure. I mean, you're essentially playing with house money. You weren't really expected to come in here and compete with Philadelphia, but you've already taken a game off of whatever you're doing seems to be keeping you in contention. So, just play your game and, kind of have some fun out there. Play without any real pressure. The second point here is a clutch factor. IQ won their game in this series in overtime. If they can keep finding ways to keep it close in this series, then they're going to continue to give themselves a chance to pull something out and pull off a win. That brings us to the third and final point. Do you believe in miracles? Yes, IQ is a heavy underdog, but we've been saying it all season long. Expect the unexpected. If there was ever a season where we'd see Philadelphia go down early to a team that they simply weren't expected to, it could be right now. And IQ, with some of the production we're seeing from certain people stepping up in different ways, again, maybe they found something special here.
And send for our defending champions here in Philadelphia. The three keys for them is, again, puck drop just a few moments away, everybody. We'll take a look here. And Sin, to cut you off, I'm trying to bide as much time as I can before you get to drop this pun, but take it away. Feel free.
Well, it's pepperoni pizza. Kind of forcing that one in there, but it had to be done right there. Phila had the highest shot total during the regular season. They're going to want to keep up that trend here in the playoffs and keep testing the IQ netminder, who has been consistently performing, with his save percentage even a bit higher than it was. So Philadelphia going to want to pour it on right here, not let him get comfortable here. The second point here is, what's the deal? The same as last season, Philadelphia have dropped a game to the lowest seeded playoff team. Is it carelessness, or is this division just that competitive? Is IQ just that good that they're able to take this team, take a game off of this team, and perhaps even more, as we'll see it today? The third and final point here for them is, now is the time. The power play, it wasn't great throughout the regular season. Maybe perhaps it was the sole weak point for this squad. If you could call any part of them weak, it would be that power play. And now's the time to pick up any pieces, perfect what can be perfected so far. And throughout this, they are, I believe, 1 for 3 on the power play, 33%. We'll see if they can keep that trend going, and that would be a good percentage moving forward.
Absolutely. So again, games 3 and 4 coming up in just a matter of moments. We will not see the conclusion of this series, but it will set the stage for tomorrow's action, as Thursday will see these first round matchups, ultimately find their conclusion, and we'll see how that happens to play out once we're there. So, Sin, I mean, you kind of set the stage perfectly here. Right now, it's just a wait and see kind of moment to see what happens with IQ and whether or not they're able to pull this off. And, tomorrow, obviously, you're hoping for the fact that, hey, we might be able to play more than one game. And you mentioned it as well. Northern Ascendancy being the lone team to take a game off of Philadelphia in the first round last year. Phila did not lose in the final 2 rounds en route to their title. Very intrigued to see what could happen here, knowing that IQ, I mean, even just taking a game off of them is an accomplishment, but what could IQ do from here? So, again, everybody, we are just about ready to go. You see the teams in the lobbies. Sin, excited for this one. It's been an interesting day for myself, but we're still here. We're going to make the best of it. And yeah, hey, proof positive. It's not worth missing playoff action with the ECL, whether or not you had a tooth pulled 3 hours ago. Even if you're in the hospital, bring it up on your phone. Be committed. It's the playoffs, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Tugi over here doing his best the weekend impression. His face is numb, but he's still able to crush it right there. So let it be known that we have the best host and play-by-play guy in the business here. And again, the most committed, as he said himself. Even if you're in the hospital, no excuses. Pull it up on your phone. Use some of that sweet Wi-Fi if you're having to be there. But yeah, this matchup just about underway here. And again, I'm extremely excited here. I mean, IQ, we've seen underdogs pull off upsets before with the FBK, pulling off that the upset against Yippee Voskala a couple seasons ago. It's hard to picture Philadelphia getting upset, but again, anything can really happen, and IQ seemingly have sort of turned a corner here, at least in the first 2 games. We'll see if they can keep that up here, or if Philadelphia is just going to turn on that machine that they become in the playoffs, even more so than they are in the regular season here.
So here we go, the action underway. Game 3 of this opening round, best of 7. Turnover there, Ique nearly able to tuck that one in on the near post, and an early chance there. Sin, you mentioned pepper pizza. And hey, they got a shot on them there within a minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly what they want to do as well. And good face-off win. They're going to want to try to break this out early. We know Playmaker and Ique are going to be aggressive when they can there. And turnovers in your own end, like we saw just right there, is definitely not something you're going to want to do. Philadelphia is going to get their chances. You don't want to give them anything extra.
Chance there, broken up. You mentioned Philadelphia's aggressiveness. There's another example. Playmaker, the backhand denied. Philadelphia more aggressive in the attacking zone than North American players are in the chat to claim their supremacy. It's IQ in control of the puck here now. And the stats really did allude towards Sin, them just making the most of their chances rather than sustained offensive pressure. It is an uphill battle. It's an offside call here just under 5 minutes in, and again, going to have to make the most of those chances.
I mean, yeah, and that may be what it takes to win. I mean, that's essentially what we saw out of Färjestad when they beat Ippe Voskala as that first seed, but a 2-on-1 developing here.
Good back-checking pressure there by a team leading scorer, of course. Golden helmets are what to keep an eye out for, symbolizing the team's leading playoff score at this stage of the postseason. Turnover here, Ique. To hold on to this one. Now over to Teemu, again, still looking for his first point in this matchup. Slap shot from Loimu, taken to the ankles, and IQ trying to break it down the other way, nowhere to go. That one off the pads of Pirtsa, just an overbearing amount of forechecking pressure here. IQ in the zone, only for the moment. Leitonen was knocked off the puck. Let's see what Philadelphia can do now, trying to gain the attacking zone. Good job by IQ to stand him up there.
Yeah, nice poke right there as he was, in fact, looking for the skater to cross, but he got his stick on the loose one as a shot on right there, looking for the rebound. Good job by Pirtsa sort of directing that into the corner.
Hotzlaff has it here. Tried to get it across to Ique. Intercepted by Pirtsa along the way, but another face-off in the attacking zone as you get a replay. A huge hit there. Ippe going down there, injured on the play.
Yeah, and that was a big opportunity for Philadelphia to turn that around as the puck skittered towards him and he was still sort of getting up, and that allowed the skaters of Philadelphia to sort of get some more offensive zone time, which they've had no shortage of so far in this first period.
Not calling out anybody in particular, but a friendly reminder, the score of the series, the top right-hand corner of your screen at all times here in the postseason. Still regain the puck here in the neutral zone. Find their way in. There's Ique. Able to gain the line, down low for Playmaker. Looks for his options. One-timer, and they score! Sin, we called it. Teemu looking for his first point, and he finds it on that one-timer from the high slot.
And it seemed like it was only going to be a matter of time with the amount of pressure that Philadelphia is getting, with the lack of being able to clear their zone that IQ was having right there. And you can see it right in the slot right there is Nieppe, and that might have been Leitonen kind of getting crossed up, guarding the same area right there that opened up the space just a little bit that Teemu needed to get the shot away, and he blasts it to the top corner. Not a whole lot Pirtsa can do on that play, and 1-0 for Philadelphia.
The early strike for our defending champions. Again, did not lose a game in a regulation. 28-0-2 the regular season. Still haven't lost a game in regulation, so that one deflects wide. It was an IQ overtime victory. Kick off this series. Best bit of zone time here they've had. They tried to throw that one on there. It was a good block by Teemu. There's Potsloff now, the captain. Has Loimu with him. Tried to go back across. Puck still loose, and another big stop there by Pirtsa. Called upon early and often, as is the expectation. Maki Axel stepping up, looking, sends it across. Didn't find its intended target. Nearly turned over. Leitonen on the doorstep. Philip trying to get going down the other way once more. Potsloff's pass off the mark. Good defense again by Papu. Green icon there for IQ. Color coordination for a man who, again, did not play a game as a skater in the regular season. Playmaker going for the snipe. Shot a bit too centered. What a stop there off the odd angle. Teemu denied. That's it, not enough for him to get one goal. He wants another.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, you know, the activation of the defenseman, especially since we didn't see him getting a whole lot of points in the first 2 games as the pass there. Ique just a step off sides as they're trying to sneak him behind the defense. But yeah, I mean, that's what Philadelphia has been able to do over the course of the season is you know, activate those defensemen. It's pretty easy to do that when you have 2 incredible defensive players in Ique and Playmaker willing to cover and able to sort of make great defensive plays themselves. It's everyone is a threat on Philadelphia. But yeah, Ique towards the end of this period has gotten a few more chances here. But right now, they're having a bit of trouble gaining the zone. I think, you know, we said it, they're going to have to make the most of their chances. But also, when they get a slight advantage, they're going to have to press it, and not allow Philadelphia to get that counterattack going.
Here's Playmaker, 5 seconds remaining. Can't get that shot through traffic. And Tapu will kill the clock. So that brings us to the end of the first period, Sin. I mean, highlighted by the fact that the European game, it's all about puck possession for the majority of teams. Ique right now know as well that Teemu and Loimu are incredibly fast at getting back to dumped in pucks as well. Philadelphia's seen it all. Just when you think, oh yeah, here's the easy solution, got to remember that this is a multiple-time champion and our current defending champion as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so it's they'll be ready for anything, and they'll be trying to hunt down everything as well. So yeah, like I said, if you're Ique, once you get that puck in the zone, you have to almost be trying to do everything possible to keep it in the zone and get some chances out of it. Keep Philadelphia from breaking it out, which I know is easier said than done, and easy for us to say up here, but it's, you know, something that may just have to happen here for them to really have a chance, because Philadelphia, they're not going to give them a whole lot.
Covered along the half wall here by Teemu. Gets it back to the point. Good interception there by Ique to take that one away from Potzloff. Let's see if they can find any space. It's Nico joining the rush. All the way around the back of the net. Puck still loose and recovered here. Ique throws it. Huge hip check there, taking out Maki Axel and the turnover with the defender down the other way. Playmaker tried to self-sauce through 2 players there. Potzloff shot. Taken to the ankles and a bit of space here now for Ique. Ique with him, though. Incredible speed to take away. Could have been a breakaway opportunity. Sin, that's what you alluded towards as well. The back-checking ability of Philadelphia. Big part of the reason why teams often can't find any space, even when it looks like there is.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good job by Ique, number one, to not only kind of make the defensive play, but also slow him down at the same right, and everyone from Philadelphia is able to get back, and they didn't over back check either. They didn't collapse heavy, so they were able to take the puck away at the point.
Teemu has it, just threw it on wide. Good chance there. Went to throw it on, just went wide. Easy for me to say. They continue onward here, down the other way, never mind. And a trip called. Loimu was taken down. Philadelphia going to the power play. Sin just 1 for 3 in this series so far.
Yeah, and if there's any question of whether or not Philadelphia is playing with all the confidence, that was Loimu on the forecheck getting that turnover.
Shot there. They blocked down in front. Good opportunity. Loimu finds Potzloff in the middle. Can't hold on. Ique able to recover. Holds it in the circle. Still looking for their best option here. Ique to Teemu. Big stop there by Pirza. Feeding the point here. Teemu again looking. Finds Playmaker. Throws it on. Had Potzloff in front. Deflected off a leg and cleared. Well done from Ique so far.
Yeah, good job to relieve some of the pressure right there. Loimu almost got his body on that to keep that alive, but it's a game of inches sometimes, and Ique just got the clear. They'll get another one here, and that should just about do it for the power play.
10 seconds to go until we're back to 5-on-5. Teemu brings it down low. Potzloff covering for him. Playmaker around the back, trying to hold on to it. Can't do so. Good defense by Nico. A quick out. Here's Ique. Captain over the line. Cuts back. Tried to drop it back down low. Loimu takes that one away with ease. Playmaker covers the clock. Tried to cut in. Loimu still there. Wide of the post. Banked off the back of the net. Teemu recovers now. There's Potzloff. Playmaker on the half wall. Back to Potzloff. Good defense there. Took away a good lane. Ique gets a piece of that. Nico had the zone. Now Tapu tries to get it to Leitinen. Cutting it. He scores! It's being waved off. This one will be reviewed, but it's in a good effort there from Lightning to get to the net front in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be for the bump on the goaltender. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it won't count, unfortunately. Yeah, it's hard to say that was textbook interference or anything like that, but it will be called back. I like the effort, though, and that's what you got to do. Drive the net, maybe try some jam plays. That's how you beat Cape.
Finn's making food puns here with pizza. I'm going to say we're going to need some ketchup for all the harsh browns this referee's serving up if that's a no-goal. Around the back of the net, Nico able to recover here. Just over 5 minutes to play here in the second period. Again, game number 3 of our opening round best-of-7 matchup here. Second matchup of the day as well, the battle of 4 and 5, Färjestad and Goons. On the conclusion of this series, Cape is able to cover that one. Well, the face-off here in the Philadelphia attacking it.
This is what we kind of mentioned. Ique hanging around. They're only down by 1. They're keeping it close. When you keep a game close, you have a chance. I mean, we saw them. That was a great net front dive. Great play there. Off the post was the shot from Tapu.
Great play on the face-off to find that space. Follow-up shot off the defense, but still held in. Chance there again, just wide of the post. Back to the point. Nico shot. Blocker stop by Cape. A bit of momentum here for Ique, and Cape is able to find that one and cover.
I mean, few and far between, but when they start getting their chances, they look good. So now, this is what I was talking about earlier. When you get that zone time, hold onto it for dear life. You don't know when it's coming again. Good tie-up play off the face-off. Unfortunately, Nieppe just couldn't hold on to it.
Becky gets it back from Loimu here, looking to cut in off the side of the net. Loimu still pinching him with Potsoff covering. Ique have it, though. Chance here in the attacking zone. Shot on, and another stop there by Cape. Tough save to make.
Yeah, and there's traffic there. People looking for the rebound as well, and I like that mentality from Ique. They're going to take what's given to them, just throw the puck on net if they need to, hope to get a bounce or something.
And they do get a bounce here. Loimu fighting for it, though. Great defense. On display, of course, from one of the league's best. It was top 4 in scoring in the regular season as well. That one just taken away. And a shot on Pirza as time expires. Always got to stay on your toes against Philadelphia. Sim, we go to the third still with a 1-0 Phila lead.
Yep, and, again, it's, as you may expect, sort of dictating the pace of play are Philadelphia so far with the good time in attack, the advantage in shots. However, again, it's only a 1-goal game. So if Ique can continue to keep this close, if Pirza can keep making some of the big saves that he's been called upon to make, there's a chance for Ique. And if you go to overtime again, you never know what can happen here. So I liked it. I liked that second period a lot more for Ique. They got some shots on there, getting a lot more shot attempts, and they're getting in that zone with a bit more frequency than they were here. So they keep trending in that direction. I kind of like their chances here in the third period, but we'll see what happens. Philadelphia, obviously a great team here, and they're maybe see if they're going to want to find an extra gear here in the third period, because mechanically they look incredible so far in this game.
Back in the attacking zone here now. Playmaker able to find Teemu, and he scores! Double it up. He has his second of the game. A slap shot from the point. And Sin, it just got that much more difficult for Ique moving forward.
And that's kind of a heartbreaker there, and they'll be looking back at that disallowed goal and wondering what could have been, perhaps. And that's a tough one for Pirza as well. Not in bad position there on the glove side, but a lot of traffic. And Teemu, with the delay, doesn't do the one-timer, kind of does a quick little slapper and puts that one home. Nonetheless, Philadelphia take a 2-0 lead here early on in the third period. Still time left, but Ique, they need to find a response, and they need to find it quickly.
Tough to find accuracy on a shot like that as well. Pirza having a little bit of trouble. He's squeezed the pads. Another attacking zone draw here for Phila. Just 2 minutes into the third. Again, both goals scored by defenseman lefty Teemu. No points in his first 2 games. Was very unhappy about us mentioning that, apparently, as he's looking for the hat trick. That one didn't find its way to the goal. That stretch pass, great job by the centerman Potzloff to get in the way of it. Playmaker able to work his way through. Let's see what Ique can do going down the other way. And again, Potzloff all over him. It's incredible how quickly they're able to convert, as Potzloff had a chance there on an open net. How quickly they're able to convert from a forechecking The back-checking scenario. Loose puck in front. Ique is able to find it.
Great look from Ique right there, and that was a great job on the break-in, too, for a Maki Axel. Didn't actually slow down. I think that was him right there, not Leitinen, as Niepi was pushing the puck in front, so it looked like he was a step ahead, but still got in the zone cleanly, and then the down-low cycle led to that chance, which, unfortunately, they weren't able to convert on.
Playmaker goes offside there, so I'd be remiss if we didn't mention the inner turmoil for Philadelphia. Of course, Playmaker, a Lightning fan, Ique, a Habs fan as we move on here. And boy, who isn't hoping that Playmaker ends up being the happier of the two? That's right, Ique. I said it. As Playmaker here with the breakaway, can't get it on the short side. Remember that save by Pirza. If Ique are able to make something happen in this game, phenomenal stop on one of the best goal scorers in this league. Puck down low to the corner. It's a free possession for Teemu with 12 minutes to go now. It's not too late for Ique to be able to make something happen here, but at the end of the day, hard enough to find one goal sin, let alone two. Back in the attacking zone only for the moment. The Eppies had a rough game out there. Physically dominated. Good play there by Playmaker to maintain possession. They do gain the line only for the moment. Chance here now perhaps for Tapu, just nowhere to go. You try to hold up and work laterally to find space, and it's just not there. Dump and chase here. What a play. Shot just wide. Low glove side there from Loimu. 8.5 to play. Again, game number 3, game 4 coming up on the conclusion of this game. And of course, as many as it takes from there, 5 through potentially 7, will be played tomorrow right here on NHL Gamer. We'll be able to keep track of everything going on as Ique right now. Stan, I mean, an interesting look. Saw the reaction on your face as they try to set play, maybe to try to draw Phila out a little bit. Simply didn't work.
Yeah, that's just that, hesitancy of the Euro scene to not want to do the dump and chase. They end up with the clock ticking down against them with a 2-goal deficit. They bring it all the way back in their own zone to reset, and they almost kind of broke it in, but it led to an offsides there, and I'm kind of curious about that. They're not wanting to mix things up on this break in here so far, but works on that try.
Again, that shot not finding its way to the net. Ique will poke a loose puck over to Playmaker. He has it circling in. Interception there by Tapu, but Ique's able to recover once more. Nearly found Potzloff in front. And down to 4 minutes to go here for Ique. All or nothing. At this stage, just nowhere to go again, though. On the break-in, 3.5 minutes to play. Another interception here. Can Ique get something going? Again, last year's Pro Division champions against last year's Elite Division champions in Philadelphia. Here goes Phila down the other way. Playmaker has a step and a big glove save by Pirza. That slap shot all the way from Buffalo, if you know what I mean, Seth.
Yeah, I absolutely know what you mean. Shout out to our boy Architect. That was so one of that could work though. I mean, it looks ballsy, but I mean, it really is something that can really work there, and it's so unfortunate. That was off the tail end of a pass that just couldn't have been made. It was a great job by Teemu defensively to break up. There was a possible kind of a split 2-on-1 one-time situation that Ique didn't capitalize on.
Here's Teemu looking for the hat trick. Just lost the puck at the last moment. 50 seconds here now for Ique. Can't maintain offensive zone time here, though. Ique, good puck protection. Potzloff trying to win that battle. Can't do so. Still bouncing around. Phila's going to come up with it. Stretch pass to Potzloff. Off the marks. It goes for icing. Straight threes on the clock, and you'd have to expect an empty net situation here.
I would assume they might go for it, but they're not going to. Well, they're getting the pause, but they can't pull them at this point, I don't think. So, they're going to talk about something. What do they want to do off this draw? They kind of have to score off of a set play here. So we'll see what's in the Ique arsenal if they don't score off the set play. I mean, if the Phila clears that zone once here in this situation, you could say this game is well and truly over. It's already looking dire for Ique, but they have to find something right here. But yeah, it's just, again, it's been few and far between. In the second, it looks like something is developing. It gets broken up quickly. I mean, the aggressiveness coming out from the Philadelphia skaters on defense is really giving Ique fits.
Not able to hold on to that puck off the draw. 25 seconds to play here. Puck all the way down. And again, an icing call. See an empty net situation here. No, we will not. Interesting calls is the only way I can think to phrase that. Not everyone has Goons mentality. A big stretch pass there for Playmaker. One-on-one. Ique had it for the moment. Teemu. Slap shot. Deflection bid knocked down. 10 seconds. The interception from Loimu. This one is over. Philadelphia start off the night on the right note. Going to be a 2-0 final score. And another playoff shutout in Kape's illustrious career here under the NHL Gamer umbrella.
So that'll help out that save percentage a little bit, but most importantly, they picked up the big W here, getting that 2-1 series lead now and really shutting down anything that Ique wanted to do. And, you know, again, I mean, Ique did keep it close, but, you know, the chances that they had were they were, you know, kind of close. That one right there was maybe one of their best ones, and unfortunately it went off the post, but they had other chances that were developing that they simply weren't able to even begin to execute on because of, as we mentioned, the aggressiveness coming out from the defensemen of Philadelphia. Teemu and Loimu especially, either if it's across the blue line or I mentioned it a bit earlier, there's a amazing 2-on-1 developing when Make Axel joined the rush. I think he had, I believe it was Niepi sort of with him, or maybe it was Tapu cutting across into a 2-on-1 situation. It was Teemu that cut over and didn't worry about taking away the pass. He took away the puck from the puck carrier before they had the greatest lane for the one-time opportunity, and probably before Make Axel wanted to make that pass. So the decision-making from Philadelphia was great in that one, and the aggression really didn't allow Ique to get comfortable in all three zones. And that's really good to do if you're a defensive player and you can make your opponent be uncomfortable in their offensive zone. I mean, that's a huge thing to be able to do, and that's what it really seemed that Philadelphia did in that game. Was Ique just didn't look comfortable even when they had the puck in the offensive zone.
Absolutely. So again, game 3 in the books. Philadelphia now with a 2-1 series lead. Game 4 coming up just a matter of moments. We'll set it up for you here on the flip side of this break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
All right, everybody, we are back. Thank you for sticking with us here. Again, game 4 coming up between Ique and Philadelphia here. And again, upon the conclusion of that series, a brief intermission, and then we'll continue on games 3 and 4 between FBK. It's Färjestad taking on Goons. Of course, FBK up 2-0 in that series as well. So, Sin, in talking about the uphill battle that Ique face here, again, for a team that made their way up to the Pro Division last year, winning the title, it's a tough matchup, of course. It's interesting that we get champion versus champion ultimately, but such a tough battle, such an uphill battle here as well, because as we've seen in a division like this, it typically is about the come up for some of those younger teams. I mean, when we started here, there was a big 2. Now it's a big 3, maybe even a big 4. We thought someone was going to make it a big 3 or a big 4. They're in a relegation battle this year. As you said, expect the unexpected has been the theme of the elite division. But for Ique here now, you look at a result like that, and you have played, if I am not mistaken now, 5 games against Philadelphia this season. You have been shut out 3 times. The numbers, you know, we're not painting a very pretty picture here for Ique heading into game 4, but anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a fun trend to kind of find yourself in, that's for sure. But again, I mean, for the most part there, kind of getting shut out again, aside, I mean, during the season, they were shut out 5-0, 3-0. Those are more insurmountable deficits to overcome. I mean, when you look at last game, they were shut out 2-0. They had a goal that was called back. So, I mean, could have very easily been 2-1. They were, again, they kept it close. And that was kind of the key that we set for Ique. They have to keep it close. If you keep it close, you have a chance. But the second that Ique get that, if they get a multi-goal lead early, your job becomes that much harder because you're going to have to start taking more risks. The second you take more risks, that Philadelphia counterattack will eat you alive. And even without those things, even in that tie game and when it was close, Philadelphia was still looking like the more dominant team pretty much from start to finish. Ique had their moments where they kind of were able to tilt the ice back against them. But again, few and far between. So when they weren't able to capitalize, just didn't work out.
Couple of big saves for Ique. That called off goal as well didn't really do Ique any favors. That first goal, as if it's not always important, going to be that much more important. For this game, it is game number 4, the battle of 1 versus 8. Philadelphia against Ique. Phila looking to take a commanding 3-1 series lead into tomorrow's finale here for the first round, of course. Let's see how it all plays out, Sid. I mean, again, anything's possible. We'll see what happens, but end of the day here, very, very much still an uphill battle for Ique.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it can feel like a lot of pressure on your shoulders, but again, we said maybe you're not playing with too much pressure. You're coming in here, no one is expecting you to win, so that kind of relieves some of the tension. But the second that puck drops, I mean, it's Philadelphia who puts the pressure on you. There's so little time and space out there, even more so than in the regular season, as every team kind of tries to tighten things up in the playoffs. And once again, Philadelphia entering that zone early, you're going to see the aggression coming out from their forwards, Playmaker and Ique, looking to force some turnovers there, but Ique are able to get it out. Good job by Teemu there in gap control, and forces them to go offside. So once again, Ique, unable to sort of get any sort of momentum established early on, but obviously still plenty of time left here.
Indeed, we continue onward. Another offside call, so we don't continue onward for long. Instead of the neutral zone battle is always something that we talk about, right, with it being such a possession-heavy game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's something that we've seen less of kind of as time goes on, but when it appears, it kind of, puts you back into that kind of that European kind of mindset. They like to feel each other out. They don't like to go for those dump and chases, though, as Ique, a couple chances down low, but you see that great job from the Philadelphia skaters, not letting them get too many secondary, tertiary opportunities.
That one goes all the way back down the other end. Don't think that was planned. Ique will play it out. Elects to not go full Tristan Jarry by just yeeting it up the ice. It's funny, though, because I think of it, too, and paying attention to the FIFA scene as well. It just seems to be a stylistic difference, right? Like North America, I know you're not a big FIFA player, but North America, chance there, and it's in! A goal for Ique! They strike first, and I cannot wait to get a look at this one. But regardless, the opening goal of the game from Ique Axel.
It can happen that quickly. Ique Axel been joining the rush quite a bit. That time rewarded with a goal there on the one-timer. And I think it rimmed around and went out of the net. I'm not too sure, but they're saying no talking about FIFA on our time, and they get a quick goal there off the counterattack.
Well, let's kind of compare it to like North American players. Same thing. It's like, just throw it down the ice, throw it down the field, we'll go get it. Whereas for the European style, it's all about possession. But there you see there, screw possession, just bomb it into the back of the net as hard as you possibly can. And Ique have the early lead. I cannot wait to get a replay of that one. Have to imagine, like you said, Sin, it either rimmed around or hit the blocker and immediately went out. Second chance there. Taken away at the last moment. So a fantastic goal. All the goals so far here tonight scored by the left defenseman of either side. So go figure there. Again, Ique Axel, 0 goals in 30 games. He has 2 in the playoffs so far. Expect the unexpected. Here he is again. Slap shot blocked down. Good job there by Loyman to take that one away. Playmaker able to find Potzloff, but not in stride. Offside call with 9:25 to go here in the opening period of Game 4.
It is the day of the left defenseman, and I wholeheartedly approve here. As yeah, you said it. All of 3 goals in these 2 games so far being scored by Teemu Maki-Axel here. As Philadelphia looking to get a quick response. Great defense there from Lehtinen to clog up the slot and not allow Patzloff to get that shot away.
Big stretch pass finds its way to Ique. The spin move, still fighting for it. Lehtinen was there, not able to hold on. Patzloff, good drop pass, good work with that key puck. Gets absolutely floored by Maki-Axel. Fortunately for him, he had time to get up as Philadelphia were able to recover. They reset. Attacking zone, but the pass off the mark. Couple of passes not really going the way Phila would prefer them to go, as Ique can't hold on to that one. Turnover here, Teemu. Pass down low to Patzloff, circles back, knocked loose for the moment. Now down the half wall here, Playmaker able to find Loima, but that follow-up pass off the mark again. Space here on the rush. Tried to get that pass across, but again, great back-checking pressure for Philadelphia. Phila's offside there. Playmaker bumped a mile off.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that might have been a miscommunication, but yeah, he was maybe trying to get back in too many bodies there from Ique at the line. That's why it's so sort of difficult as a forward. If you do jump that line a bit too much too early, then kind of gets clogged up by the trap, and we saw that right there from Ique as they get the puck in.
Chance pass, scores! Ique take a 2-0 lead here in the first period of Game 4. Sin expects the unexpected. It's their leading scorer in Lehtinen.
I'm double and triple checking if these 2 teams have on the right jerseys right now. If they didn't somehow swap to troll us there, I mean, that's some Philadelphia level play right there. The hold at the blue line, the quick counterattack. And Ique have another goal here, 2-0 later in the first period. And now it's Philadelphia seemingly a bit on the ropes here. And Ique just kind of playing unconsciously so far. What a great start for them.
Philadelphia here in the attacking zone. 2 minutes to work with. Ique back in possession just as fast. Helping in by Maki-Axel. Ique, good work and a big save there. Puck off the side of the net. On the follow-up, still loose. Poked out. To the half wall once more. D to D here. Nico looking for space, playing with fire, and that one just intercepted. 7 seconds here for Philadelphia to work with. On the back foot after a 2-0 shutout in their favor in Game 1. It's Ique that have the lead heading into the second.
Yep, and getting some reward for the better work they were able to do in that one. You can see it. I mean, they didn't have the time on attack, but they didn't quite need it on either of those chances. They came off of the rush right there, came off of the counterattack, so it's a really good job of their neutral zone play right there. As we're going to get another look at that first one there. Just tenacious play from Ique, also getting the body position there, keeping Teemu to the outside right there as a defenseman. That's not where you want to be on any play. If you get caught to the outside, then you're in trouble right there. It's so hard to gain that inside track again, and Ique realized that, able to angle his stick to the right way, send it over to Maki-Axel, who blasted that one home. And what a start for Ique, and Philadelphia now got to be the ones to sort of play into Ique, which is something that probably we don't see a whole lot of when these 2 teams match up, but we're going to see it there. What a hit by Loimu.
And Loimu not able to get that self-sauce from the looks of it that he wanted. Big chance goes to the wayside. Good opening chance for Philadelphia. Again, we'll see how they respond to that little bit of adversity and send their offside there.
Yeah, got to be careful right there with the puck. Does Ique and Nico doing a bit of a dance there on his own blue line. And with Playmaker Ique out there, you're going to have to try to move that puck quick because they will bear down on you very quickly.
Got there. It just went wide. Ique. Down low to Playmaker. He takes a big hit. Recovered by Nico. See what they can do going down the other way. Here's Tapu. Filling in. Shot just wide. Glove side. See what Phila can do now going back down the other way. Working it around a little bit here. Ique able to get a little bit of space there. Ique. Good movement. Lighten it. Back over for Tapu. Trouble there in the corner, and he loses it. It's Philadelphia trying to get it going down the other way. Playmaker has options, ends up with Teemu. Back down low, Ique. Playmaker in front, intercepted. Pass is just not where they need to be for Fila. Here's space for Lehtinen. Self-sauce for speed. Cuts back. Holds. Tried to go backhand. Kape is able to get him before he can finish the move.
Wow, that was a really great play from Lehtinen. The L skating, then the quick turn back around. Tried to go to the backhand to sneak it around. Just kind of ran out of space with the back checkers and Kape in front of him there. But what a great individual effort by him to sort of try to make something out of, that turnover chance.
Playmaker with speed through the middle, and he just couldn't bury it. What an opportunity that was. Fighting for the puck down low. Ique actually has trouble. Ique has it off the side of the net. Penalty drawn. Philadelphia will go to the power play here midway through the second.
And this is a big chance for them to capitalize and get right back in this one. Cut that deficit in half here. So we'll see what they're going to want to do and how they're going to set up on this power play.
That play, shot blocked, loose puck still. Ique nearly picked a wide open corner as the puck kept in by Teemu. Nowhere to go in front. I think he tried to redirect the pass. Kape will kick that one away. So a minute to work with here for Philadelphia. Good look off that set play, Ique. Now Teemu. And a pass again off the mark. Kape fires it up the middle to get them back on the attack. Phil is passing. Definitely off compared to that first game. It's the one-timer and they score. Then the curse continues. Criticize their passing. And Ique with an absolutely beautiful feed to Potzloff, who fires it home. It's a power play goal for Phila, and the lead's down to 1.
Yeah, just a great kind of tic-tac play right there from north to south, from east to west right there. It's just incredible passing right there, and a good display of how you can kind of create the space in the middle with good passing, good quick passing, and they capitalize on that power play, and as they did need to do, cut the deficit in half, so they're in a bit of a better spot. Ique still with the lead, but got to feel like they're feeling a bit of pressure now.
Becky bumped off the puck by ECL, but they fight to win it back. Shot deflected wide. Ique still fighting for it. Potzloff back to Ique, hit the post on the harsh angle shot. Still fighting for it. Potzloff wins it back. Phila with momentum. Ique tried the short side. Pirza said no, and Pirza able to cover up that follow-up bid.
And after this good start that Ique got off to, you can sort of feel Philadelphia gathering steam and gaining more momentum, even especially after that power play goal. Now they're entering that zone and not wanting to take anything away. The aggression coming out from the two forwards there. Dangerous pass. Fortunately for them, they don't pay for it as it goes all the way back, forcing Philadelphia to reset.
Indeed, 5 minutes to go here now in this second period. Phila winning game 3. They have a 2-1 series lead as a result. Ique scoring the opening 2 goals of the game. Potzloff's goal gets Phila back within 1. There's a shot on, stopped by Kape. That one had eyes. He's able to find the back of the net, but a good attempt. Shots are never a bad thing. In this instance, at least. I don't know. Maybe if we're having a different discussion. Ique back in control here, really working it around. Trying to find those lanes, and they do! Nieppe has a step backhand fired wide. Tapu down low, finds Nieppe. One-timer, they score! A bomb of a shot from Nico from the point. And Ique with one of the biggest goals of their season. They're back up by 2 late in the second.
This defensive pairing, Make, Axel, and Nico, had just 2 goals between them, both of them coming from Nico throughout the regular season. Now, Make Axel has what Nico has what, I mean, in this game alone, they both have a goal, and 2 apiece actually now across the course of the playoffs so far. Again, rising to the occasion. That's what Ique is needed to do. That's what their players are doing. Huge production from people who weren't really looked to do that in the regular season, but that's what it takes here in the playoffs, the secondary scoring.
Talk about losing their leading scorer as well, and Santori not here. Someone had to step up, and here we go. Late chance, stopped by Kape. And that'll do it. A stunner through 2 periods. 3-1 in IQ's favor after 40 minutes.
Yeah, and shout out to the way that play even began to develop. It was an excellent saucer pass. I can't remember who it was from, maybe either Leitinen or Nico, perhaps, who got that play going as Nieppe got the step on Loimu, who, to his credit, defended it exceptionally well. The bumps in the back right there, not letting Nieppe kind of get more time and space. He had to just throw that back on, ended up going wide, but a good job by all of them to get to that loose puck as we saw for a second there, someone went behind the net to get it. They got the cycle going. The pass to Nico there, whose one-timer beat Ique. And they have that 2-goal lead once again entering the third period. All the pressure now is on Philadelphia. They're the ones who have to open things up right here. And, they're really going to allow for a potential counterattacks from IQ.
Term playing with house money came to mind as I think that one clipped the post. Playmaker one-timer there from Loimu doesn't go. Ique still has it now. And again, a pass off the mark all the way down. Sin, even if it kills a minute worth of time, that's a big benefit to IQ.
Yeah, and you can see them just hanging back there, wanting to get that blue line stand. A decent job getting the collapse. They're going to have to get that loose puck. They do, able to break it out. Again, though, if they delayed moving that puck even for a split second, as we saw right there, they're going to have 2 to 3 white jerseys on them immediately.
Ique looks to lead it down the other way. Somehow times at the line. Leitinen gets all the way down, loaded in the Epi. Tapu tried to cut in. Had no space. Playmaker. All the way down the boards, cutting in, still looking. One-timer for Potzloff. Too much traffic in front. Back to the point once more, and again down low. Incredibly fast movement here. Another puck intercepted. Clears the zone. No icing. IQ just looking to hold on. Can they turtle up? You get a counterattacking chance. You got to make the most of it from here. Again, working it down low. Potzloff holds. Tried to find Ique. Couldn't shovel it home. Loose puck. Ended up on goal. This one sent down. This should go for icing. It will not, actually. More time ticking off the clock in IQ's favor. We're almost halfway through this third period. Errant pass. IQ recover possession here. Tapu holds up. Gets Nieppe down low. Still holding it. Taste of their own medicine here for Philadelphia. Pass in front. Good chance for Tapu. Another chance, and a big stop by Ique with Leitinen on the doorstep. Sten talked about needing to make the most of their chances. They got good shots off, at least.
Absolutely, and Leitinen with the initial shot. Tapu also lurking there, looking for a potential rebound. Didn't quite work, but yeah, I mean, IQ, this have looked incredibly impressive in this game, and I think we've said the words errant pass more times in this game for Philadelphia than we did all season.
And a pass across there. Piazza able to stand tall as it was knocked loose. 8:41 to go here in game number 4.
And this is just impressive play coming out from IQ. Again, rising to the occasion and doing what they need to do, keeping things close. In this case, having the lead and playing the way that they need to play, good defensively.
Amu can't get that shot through. 2 goals in the last game. 7.5 to play. IQ in possession. But for how long? Playing with fire, they get away with it. Leitinen looking. Pass to Ique. Able to find Nieppe. Tries to hold, can't get it. Ique has to wait for some help to arrive. Potzloff cutting in. Ique, Potzloff tried to sweep it home. Again, Nieppe. Able to gain the line, at least for the moment. Swept away by Loimu. 5 minutes on the clock. And IQ back out of the zone. A dump in there from Nieppe. Give his team a chance to rest. Philadelphia in danger of losing more than one playoff game in a series for the first time in a year. I mean, it would have been NHL. It would have been NHL 20.
Yeah, that's actually insane to sort of think of. That's how long this run has been, and they still got time left. We know they can score in bunches, but now it's IQ that's really not giving them much of anything, and Philadelphia having to press the attack, and they're simply just not connecting on the passes. They're having trouble gaining the line, and credit to IQ, again, just making the smart plays. Nieppe has had a tremendous game defensively. Great poke by Tapu.
He's in the attacking zone now, sends it around. 2 minutes to play. Nieppe to the point. Dangerous situation there, but to get away with it, Philadelphia in possession. Big hit to force the offside. 1:23 to play from a 2-all series scoreline.
And that was Ique once again coming across the ice, reading the situation, understanding that he could make a difference at the blue line, forces the offsides, and
looked like Loimu might have been able to find a way through. Ique shot scores! Don't call it done just yet. A dirty goal in front for Playmaker as he's able to sweep in a loose puck. With 57 seconds to go, we have a 1-goal game.
And he got the deflection initially there, and we'll get another look at it. It was Ique taking the shot, the deflection. Yeah, he got it on what looked like a sort of a backhand opportunity, and we're going to see a pause coming out here now to get the timeout to get those stamina bars refreshed. They're going to be going all out here at the end of this third period. So the trouble is that there's only a limited amount of time. Ique has done a good enough job at preventing them from entering the zone. So you got to think, Philadelphia, if they get the zone, they got to be talking amongst themselves. They only are really going to get one opportunity here. 1, 2, maybe 2. So they're going to have to make the most of it here at getting possession. So you got to think they're going to have some kind of play in mind, some kind of look that they want that will get them the highest quality opportunity they can think of.
Comment on the sweater already as that one nearly went. It's cleared out. And a chance here. And it's waved off. What a play from the Epi. He got murdered on that hit, though. The advantage in manpower here for Philadelphia. That one on net. Pirza will send it out. Nearly right into the awaiting arms of the Epi as he was finally back on his feet. 25 seconds to play. Loimu to Ique. Ique bumped off the puck by Makeak, so good movement to get it out. Leitinen gets it to the line. Yes, he did. It was close. One final rush for Philadelphia. 10 seconds to go in the attacking zone. Ique to Teemu, shot on, taken to the chest by Pirza. And Sin may have jumped the gun there. 5 seconds left, an empty net. One more attempt for Philadelphia here. 10 face-off wins apiece. Who will win the 21st? Shot, saved by Pirza. Second chance is blocked in front. Ique will hold on. Ryan Pollock, eat your heart out. This series is tied at 2.
Wow, Ique really pulling the rabbit out of the hat on that one, and that's how important a good start is going to be against a team like Philadelphia. They're able to sort of weather the storm there, especially at the end. Tremendous set plays coming out, just getting the pad on it off that first opportunity from Playmaker, and then that second one, you said a great block shot there to prevent what could have been a goal. Pirza was sliding over, but you never know on those one-timers. They seem to be able to find the back of the net in some of those craziest situations there. But, wow, I mean, Philadelphia made it close as you honestly expected them to in that last minute. But Ique able to hold on, get the 3-2 victory, this time not in overtime, and they tie the series up 2 games apiece. And this is a situation that we have not found Philadelphia in a very long time. An even series here, and it's now essentially a best of 3.
Ique doing what Philadelphia hadn't seen all season long. That is Phila's first regulation loss in 34 games in this season here. Absolutely incredible. Again, Phila lost just 1 game on their championship run last year. This was a team in Ique that were promoted from our pro division as champions last year. To say that this is an underdog story in the making of epic proportions would simply be an understatement, Sin. What an accomplishment this is already. And if you thought they were playing with house money with 1 win in the bag, what is their mindset heading into tomorrow when the final 3 games, potentially of the series, could be played?
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, it's absolutely impressive. But yeah, this save right here. Look at this set play. Unfortunately for Playmaker, he takes the backhand. Had that pass been more towards his forehand, I think that's a goal. So again, that came down to a game of inches right here, as we'll see from behind the net after this one. Playmaker, after he got blocked, did a good job of getting that puck, and there was the pass out front that I think was Potsloff taking it was actually the goaltender Kape taking the shot and blocked in front, which inches away from tying that game up. And that's how good Philadelphia is. That's how close IQ's making the series, and also how close they've been winning these games. One in overtime, one right there that could have been tied up, came to a forehand versus backhand shot and a great shot block. But that's what it takes to win in the playoffs. Everyone's sort of doing their part. You got to rely on bounces occasionally. And in that one, IQ, their good start carried them the rest of the way to get a big W there and even the series up.
From getting swept over a 2-game series, outscored 8-0 in the regular season, IQ have battled back, and we have a tied series at 2 apiece. Again, it will continue on tomorrow. For now, though, we are not done in this particular broadcast. After a brief intermission, we will continue on. It is our second series of the day. Färjestad, our 4th seed, have a 2-0 lead on 5th seed Goons, who also came up from the Pro Division last year. We'll see if they can make a bit of a comeback here as well. So again, don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a brief intermission. We'll see you then.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa. Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, and we are back. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us. Tuki here, of course, joined alongside Mr. Sin for the win, of course. Sin, our first series for tonight is in the books. That series will continue on in tomorrow's broadcast, but the big question is, will our second series, because we kick off the back half of this broadcast, game number 3 between our 4th seed in Färjestad, as they have a 2-0 series lead. Have I thrown enough numbers at you? Against our 5th seed in Goons. So many numbers to keep track of, but Sin, all you need to know, of course, at the end of the day, Goons have their backs against the wall here in this game 3, because how this series goes really is going to dictate more than likely how the rest of the series goes. Of course, the reverse sweep, the rarest of feats, whether on the actual ice or on the virtual side.
Yeah, it's really difficult, and Färjestad has looked really good so far, and, Goons, the tremendous regular season in their debut here in Elite, but unable to quite translate that success into some playoff performance as well. And Färjestad, I mean, they're such a good team at being able to counterattack, and the second you think you might have them on the ropes, there's Afe flying down the ice and creating havoc. So, yeah, Goons they got their work cut out for them, especially. I mean, Färjestad, a team, again, been here for a long time, very experienced players, a very good team. And, they're showing it so far here with the 2-0 series lead. But it's a new day for hockey. We'll see if Goons can kind of turn things around.
So with that, a look at the bracket around the league as it stands here. Again, a friendly reminder now, 2-2 between Philadelphia and IQ. A 3-0 lead for A-Tread over Poggers, and a 3-1 lead for Havu over YMCA, who have, again, staved off a potential sweep. That brings us, of course, to the final matchup you see there, FBK and Goons. Let's get you a look at the team stats here and how these two teams shaped up as we get a look at the postseason stats. And, of course, Sin, it reflects the score lines from the first 2 games, but 7 goals against for Goons in those 2 games, much higher than the pace in which they were allowing goals in the regular season.
Yeah, they only allowed 69 throughout the course of the regular season.
Not nice
So
in this instance.
yeah, not nice in this instance. Definitely. Yeah, you beat me to it, man. That came out quick, man. You were like, nope, I'm stealing this one. But yeah, what's consistent that we've seen out of Färjestad is their power play. They had a near 40%. In the regular season, they have a 40% here in the playoffs. But what really led to that was Goons was taking way too many penalties, and that was their downfall in the first 2 games. They were the least penalized team throughout the regular season, but into the playoffs, they took way too many, as you can see here, the regular season stats. And they didn't have the greatest of penalty kills throughout the course of the regular season, which, again, wasn't too much of a detriment given the fact that they didn't take a lot of penalties. But they took, I think, like 9, or no, they must have taken 10 against Färjestad. They got to that 40% mark. So they took 10 in 2 games. That's you simply cannot do that against the league-leading power play.
So with that, we'll get you a look at the lineups here for tonight's action for the Goons side of things. We have Piku Roger, the captain, Kriketsi, and Jurgeli up top, Viba and VP on defense, Fincona between the pipes. It's the same 6 that met, well, the same 6 of this FBK lineup, as it's Afe, the captain, Malin, and Antonio Mannin, Furion and Lehmanens on defense, McSavid between the pipes, and looking first and foremost at the center battle here. Sin, we made a lot of it heading into the playoffs because we look back at the regular season matchup between these 2 teams, and specifically Malin and Kriketsi. It was noted that Goons won 33 out of 45 faceoffs, roughly 73% in the regular season. Whereas now on the flip side here in the playoffs, well, ultimately it's still kind of going that way. Kriketsi winning 61% of his face-offs here, so I think that's clear. Malin needs to look to turn that around here as we move forward.
Yeah, absolutely, and the center matchup is definitely something that becomes so important when the game comes down to puck possession there between Malin and Kriketsi. And something that Kriketsi used to do a whole lot was he was a wrecking ball out there, a lot of hits. Didn't have too many across the regular season. Definitely moving to that center spot. He was more of the 2-way game, a lot more back checking being done, so less time to hit as he used to do playing in that forward role. But production pretty similar, 2 and 3 points across the 2 games apiece for each of them. But you said it's really going to come down to the face-off matchup. And if Kriketsi is able to keep that advantage in the dot, his team's going to have to start taking advantage of that extra possession a bit more and get some goals on Färjestad.
Battle of the wingers here for Goons. It is a potential Rookie of the Year favorite in Piku Roger alongside Jurgeli, the ever dangerous Afe, and Antonio Mannin for FBK. And saying the story here might have to be the one goose egg among the stat lines that we see 0 goals for Piku Roger so far.
Yeah, and given the fact he had 32, good enough for 6th place amongst all skaters in the regular season, that's, just he's going to have to find a way to put the puck in the back of the net. When you're being counted on to be a goal scorer, you're going to have to figure that out. And that's something that Antonio Mannin has risen to the occasion, not counted on to be a goal scorer, had just 14 across the regular season. Afe had that 45, good enough for first, but here Antonio had, that big game, has 3 goals, 1 assist across those 2 games. So that's kind of what I can see the difference is right now. You see Färjestad rising to the occasion, certain guys stepping up into roles that they hadn't been in. Piku Roger's going to have to start filling the role that he filled in that regular season if Goons want a chance to come back here.
Battle of the blue line is next here. Viba and VP for Goons. Furion and Lehmanens off to an incredibly hot start, though, on the flip side here, Sin.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what we've seen from Lehmanens. Such a good fit here for Färjestad. Definitely one of the better pickups that we witnessed kind of after the roster apocalypse happened between this season and the last season. 4 assists, no goals so far. He was first in goals amongst defensemen with 11 throughout the regular season, but 4 assists, nothing to kind of sneeze at right there. I mean, Antonio was feeding. Afe has terrific vision, and he's an incredible puck possession guy as well. And Furion back there, I mean, I think the top scorer amongst defensemen under the NHL banner, at least, or at least one of the top. I mean, there's a lot of pedigree in the Färjestad side, and Viba, kind of that up and coming star who we're seeing begin to develop his game a lot more, and gonna need to again show that he can rise to the occasion as well here in the postseason if Goons are going to come back.
Last but not least, the battle of the two goaltenders as we look to set the stage here for this next matchup. Two of the best that this division has really ever had to offer, Finn Kona and McSavid. And so far, Finn Kona's stats almost lining up a little bit below what he had in the regular season, but playoff McSavid has shown up so far in these two games.
Yep, McSaving the day over there, and I mean it's been impressive so far. That's what he does. We talked about it in the last time we covered these two teams on Monday, how he can rise to the occasion, kind of throw those regular season stats out the window because he's going to make some big saves here, and he's probably going to make a few more than he usually does, and that's kind of what we've seen from McSavid when he works a little bit more. Sometimes when he sees a bit more shots early on, he could get into that groove, and we'll see if he's going to be able to carry over that groove that he was in on Monday into today.
So with that, again, we are just a few moments away from puck drop game number 3 in this opening round best of 7 matchup. Again, the ECL Elite Division, our 12th season here, brought to you by Wilhelm, Kovalon Lakritzy, and Viaplay. Sin, we talked about it at the start, and I think even now, even now we look ahead towards this matchup, and after getting, all of the kind of, in case you missed it, information for Goons, this has to be a win.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to go down 3-0. If you go down 3-0,
I love it.
It's so tough, especially against a team like Färjestad who plays the way they play. It's how you're not going to keep that team off the scoreboard. The second you think, we're hemming them in, we're flying, all of a sudden you lose contain on Ique. There's a slap pass from no man's land that Ique seems to be able to read every single angle. He knows those end boards probably better than anyone else. He knows with the second that slap shot is taking where that puck's likely to end up. And with that tiny sniper bill that he uses, the speed he has, he's going to get his chances. He's going to put one in more often than not. So if you're Goons, it's just about being tenacious. You want your defensemen to score, but you also want them to, not lose contain on Ique. So it's a tall task ahead of Goons, but it's something that it's not out of the realm of possibility. Again, they're still a young team. They're still developing, and they're taking on an incredibly experienced team in Färjestad with some really good players. And we said it, this is the true test for Goons here. But yeah, you got to think this game 3 is must win for them.
Absolutely. And of course, in here, you mentioned Färjestad not likely to be shut out. I had to look it up. Shut out just twice through their 32 games so far here this season. Once by Havu, who of course finished ahead of them in the standings. Once by Vesapampa, who ended up missing out on the playoffs this year. So like you mentioned, though, the odds of keeping them off the score sheet, incredibly slim. Now, before we get into the action here, though, currently waiting for the teams to match up. We do have a look at the top 10 in terms of postseason scoring so far, and intrigued to see who finds themselves at the top of this list. And surprise, surprise, it's 2 out of 3 for H-Reds at the top with Nicky Dangles and Villapoika.
Yeah, and then Benito still there in that top 5 as well. So yeah, it's another pickup, pretty much as good as Lehman has been for Färjestad. Villapoika has been an absolute boon for H-Reds. But yeah, Nicky Dangles, good golly, 13 points in 3 games. Calm down, son. And also, we talked about it. He's added, an amazing element in that two-way game as well. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the names that you'd kind of expect there from a lot of the teams that you'd expect up there. I'd like to see Niepi climbing his way in. No goals so far, but we saw him in that matchup against Philadelphia. He was an effective player out there, a real difference maker, and he'll get rewarded with a goal soon enough.
Absolutely. Again, we have been able to see the evolution of Nicky Dangles in particular as a player on the rise here from, a rising young gun to certainly one of the elites of the elites. We'll see whether or not H-Reds are able to make their way back to round 2, if not back to our championship round. Of course, the usual suspects are right up there with the H-Reds offense, though, as well. So, again, just a few seconds away here, at least we hope, from puck drop. Apparently we have some connection issues, actually. So what we'll do is we'll give it another minute, and if we don't hear an update there, we might have to take a step out for a quick moment here. But Sin, you have to wonder then, talk about the mental side of it. Ready to get into a series. You're the winning team right now. Might be frustrating to not just be able to get this going.
Yeah, sometimes it's that's the mental side. You got to keep sharp. I mean, it can be very kind of demoralizing when you want to start a game on time and there's connection issues that slows things down, can sort of take you out of that headspace, especially. But I would think the mental game is more. It's going to be more glaring to Goons. Again, they're the younger team. They're the less proven team. So we're always going to have to point that out. But yeah, you talked about sort of the development of Nicky Dangles here from that young kind of young gun to really the elite player he is. And not only that, he's a complete player. He's putting up immense points. But again, his two-way game has grown in leaps and bounds here. So that kind of reflects to me different position, different, type of player. But Viba, again, just 13 years old, if I'm not mistaken, and had himself a tremendous performance when we got to cover them, as they earned their way up into Elite Division. He had a hat trick in a game, which for a defenseman is ridiculous. He has that offensive touch to him. He seemed, at times, he could get beat wide. He hasn't really gotten beat wide as much here, so it seems like he's developing that defensive game a bit more, so it's nice to see that coming into play. But yeah, this is the test of the mental things. You're down 2-0. Now there's connection issues popping up. Sometimes you just want to get into it. So yeah, it's that mental fortitude, not only with the season, the series being where it is. Can you keep your focus and can you keep, amped up and prepared? I think if you're Färjestad, that'll be a little bit easier to do, as you, again, have been in this situation many times before.
All right. Well, unfortunately, everybody, the update is here. They're still having connection issues when it comes to the lobby, unfortunately. So with that, Sin and I will step aside for a quick break. We will be back in hopefully just a few moments, as soon as possible here, for the start of this series. Stick with us.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
All right, guys, so we are back here just moments away from opening face-off here. Happened a bit quicker than we thought it would be with some of the connectivity issues, and hopefully those will be the only ones that we have to deal with here. Färjestad taking on Goons. Goons hoping to sort of turn around their fortunes here in this series. They are down 2-1 as we hold our breath waiting for the syncing screen to go through, but there it is. Färjestad will be the home team here in the green, going up on your screen against Goons in the white going down. So the opening draw here, Färjestad in possession, looking to get that zone entry. They do. Antonio sends it back to Frion, who kicks to Lehmanens, and some good puck movement so far. Goons having to collapse, protecting that net, but that's allowing Färjestad to use the outside, the one-time opportunity from Furion, blocked down in front. Goons here on the counter rush, trying to move their way into the zone, but a good blue line stand so far here for Färjestad. So they're looking to find some kind of hole in the defense of Färjestad, but they just haven't been able to so far. Great job there from Mullen to get that puck turned over.
Listen, we are back. We are in it to win it as FBK were on that opportunity there. Decent little look. Yeah, this first period continues. Play out here in the early stages now. FBK, puck at the point. Ever so dangerous. Lehmanen's looking for space. Good feed and a toe drag to hold on to it from Mullen. Talk about players improving their game. Mullen, short side bid. Good stop there by Finn Kona. Goons can get going down the other way. Bouncing puck. They recover. Chance in front. Poked away from Pika Roger. Last moment, there's the quick out attempt for Afe, and he will just miss out. Send that puck with a bit too much gas going around the boards.
Yeah, but again, that's that danger that Afe and Färjestad present right there as a A+ replay coming out from the boys at EA right there. But yeah, they have to face the defensive zone face-off for that. So it's high risk, high reward there, but well done by Mullen. We talked about the face-off battle and how Mullen would have to improve that. And if Kriketsky was going to keep on top, then Goons would want to get a bit more offense from it. But that was a good defensive zone win there from Mullen to sort of not make them pay it all for that stretch pass look.
Okay, right now, having to take their time on this breakout. Good forechecking pressure from Jurgeli. Unforced error there from Furia. Goons get on the attack. Nowhere to go on that one, of course. Game 2 of this series, and very much looked like a blowout. I think Goons forced it back to a 5-3 final, but just goes to show we've had some close games between these two teams, and then not so much. Good look there for V, but we know he loves pinching into the attacking zone. Orange icon on your screen, gets it back there. Shot blocked down. Layman's, great job there. Big stretch of the pass finds its way to Mullen. Takes the hit. Ends up being offside on the play. 7:50 to go in a fast-paced first period.
Yeah, it's good to see Viba kind of activating early, getting into a bit of his comfort zone as that active defenseman. A couple good chances, both of them blocked down on that play by the Färjestad defense. So good job from them protecting their goaltender and protecting those high-quality scoring opportunities.
It's here down the other way. Furion has it. Looking through. Mullen has it knocked loose, fighting for it. Double team. FBK come up with it. Puck bounces around. They couldn't quite settle it down. Chance down the other way here for Goons. Good contact. FBK trying to get going now. Very important first goal up for grabs here. Space for Mullen. Shot on. Nice low shot to try and generate the rebound. And we're going to get a piece of it. Big kick stop there off a shot by Laymanens. Seen some decent looks on the low shots for FBK so far.
Yeah, and that you like to see that they're trying to get their offensive attack going. They love, the puck possession style when they do get it, but they're also great on the counterattack. Just a lot of weapons on this Färjestad team, and you saw one right there creeping into that high slot. Laymanens, always dangerous right there, and it was a good pass to him.
And we apologize for this accidental mistake there. We'll get you back to the action as soon as we possibly can. There we go. It's FBK in the attacking zone and nearly scoring as this one's chopped down. No icing on the call. Let's see what happens here now. Go down the other way. Chance here late. Shot from Antonio Mann, tried the short side. Puck still alive. It was on the doorstep. Knocked loose at the last moment, so a scoreless first period there. A goalless first period, perhaps, if you're a stickler. Decent chances for both sides, though.
Yeah, Goons got some time in the Färjestad, and perhaps not the registered shots they would have wanted right there. So right there on that shot, though. The shot block attempt from Goons, almost taking it in the face right there. You like to see the commitment. But yeah, Färjestad, I would say, definitely got sort of the better of the looks there. But either side, pretty good defense. They were getting in the way of shots, trying to hold that blue line as best they can, which not going to quite be able to do against either of these two teams. Good job on the zone entrance. But yeah, actually no registered shots from Goons. So Färjestad, excellent job of blocking all the shots because Goons did have some pretty solid looks, but at the end of the day, Färjestad got the chances. No goals came from it, but definitely had the advantage. Time on attack-wise, and look at that 3-0 in face-off. So Mullen bringing his A game to the dot right here and trying to, fix what he struggled in early on.
Again, 4-0 the shots. A dominant first period in terms of the stat line there for FBK, but we will see what they are able to do here. Still looking for that opening goal. The stat line only means so much. The goal was so important. Let's see who gets that first one. Again, FBK, as you see in the top right-hand corner of your screen, up 2-0 after the beginning of this series on Monday. Chance here now for Goons in the attacking zone. Jurgli sends it back to the point. Picked off easily. Antonio Mann in all alone. And a big stop. It clipped the post from the sound of it. Might have actually beaten the goaltender. A huge mistake, and they are off the hook. But a 2-on-1 now developing the other way. Here's Mullen. Picks up the pass. It was off the mark. Wide open net. Antonio Mann makes the most of the secondary opportunity. 1-0 for FBK.
And just like that, Färjestad coming out of the gate strong in the second period. Pick up the opening goal, and what a job right there. Finn Kona just completely fooled on that. Maybe thought the initial pass was going to come from Ique. It didn't happen. Maybe thought the shot was coming. He went down butterfly and was just caught completely off the post. And Antonio Mann picking up I believe that's his fourth goal of these playoffs. And I mean, nope, just a huge play by him. And Ique, another shot on. They almost struck again.
Another good look there indeed. Antonio Mannon's now 4th goal of this postseason. As unbelievable as that is, what a pace he has set. Goons have it here off the draw. Let's see what they can do now as they gain the attacking zone. And the answer is not much. It's FBK going down the other way, holding it in. Furion now. Huge hit there. Still fighting for it, though, as a defender. Nearly hit off in the near post, and that one just out of the reach of Mullen. Covered puck goes for the quick out. Banks off the legs of a defender. Ique gives chase. Handled well by VP. Now here's Jurgeli. I'll place one more time. And wearing the golden helmet, his team leading scorer entering this game. Just not able to find the space as he was looking to cut in front. Ball in one more time. Able to find Ique. Antonio Mannon. Look at the passing from FBK. Incredibly quick, but an errant pass there from Antonio. Nobody there. Perhaps one of those passes that was either off the mark, Sin, or you're just kind of hoping someone would be in that spot.
Yeah, definitely kind of a hope and pray situation right there. But I like what Goons is doing. Able to gain this zone, but that aggression coming out from Färjestad is doing such a good job. And right there, counterattack attempt, and accidentally sending that puck all the way back into his zone. So Färjestad will have to regroup right here. But yeah, you got to think the pressure's on Goons right there, and that's what Färjestad wants. The second you start committing extra guys, you're going to see Ique. Look at him. He's didn't even cross his own blue line there, looking to kind of get off to the races and get a stretch pass right there. And that's the kind of stuff that FBK is going to look for more and more now that we're going to have to see Goons commit an extra man or two to the rush.
Again, recovering the loose puck, FBK. The better of the possession here in the second period. Great passing along that left-hand side. Shot on the short side. Forces a save and a stanky leg from Fincona.
Oh, man, I wasn't going to say it, but I was like, that is hilarious. And yeah, all right, you covered it. Nothing to add right there. I'm going to let that one sit.
There you go. So we move on here. Chance there, just wide on the far post. Another chance on the short side. Just not going. Great looks, great opportunities. Can't find that second goal, though, giving Goons an opportunity, but no shot on there by Kriketzi. Chance there, blocked down. Secondary opportunity goes to the wayside. Another puck in front, and Lehmanens picks that off and looks to lead the rush down the other way. Ique just gets back on side. Lehmanen's looking, try to go down low to Antonio, the former Vesta Pompa duo. Antonio Mannon on the off wing. Back to the point. Furion's shot. And an interesting result there. Looked like it clipped the top of the pad, hit him in the chest.
It deflected. Ique got his stick on it in the high slot right there. That deflection master doing wonders for him.
2 minutes to go here in the second. FBK not able to hold on to that puck. Ique sending someone halfway across the ice despite being a sniper. Call that out every time. Love it. Good work by Mullen there. Finds the Lehmanens. Bumped off the puck, though. Plenty of time to work with for Goons on this rush, surrendering the opening goal. Shot on. McSavitt handles that rebound well. 7 seconds now. Good movement. Knocked loose. What a job by Lehmanens to help kill the clock. And that'll do it. So a 1-0 FBK lead heading into this third period.
And Goons still now just one registered shot. There's just not anything being able to get established for them. And the thing is, they're getting into the zone. They're having looks, but they're electing to kind of go for the higher quality chances. And again, in the playoffs here in the Elite Division, there's always going to be less time and space right here. The deeper you get into situations, Antonio there, a bit of bad manners, stealing it, the possible goal there from Furion. I'm sure they're having a good laugh about that as they lead this one 1-0. But again, a bit of a tenuous lead. They have the 1-0 lead. They are looking like the better team, but it can come down to a bounce, and that's all Goons need. And I'd like to see them pull the trigger a bit more. They've had a puck stripped for them in the offensive zone where they could have taken a shot, and their one registered shot, I think, came from Viva, and it created a juicy rebound, which they almost got other chances off of. So I'd really like to see a lot more of that from Goons in this third period, and hopefully it's not too little too late. Just start pulling the trigger, throw the puck on net, get everyone moving, get McSaven moving, test him, and you never know what can happen.
Third period underway here again, game 3, game 4 coming up. On the conclusion of this first game, this series, unless we see the sweep, will conclude tomorrow. It's 2 minutes gone here already. Let's see what Goons can do in desperate need of that goal. Lucky bounce there. Afe able to pick that one up. Mullen has it now. Tried to go with the point. Good interception by Pika Roger. Again, looking to open his postseason scoring accounts. Favorite for Rookie of the Year. Doesn't have that first goal yet. Good chance there for Jurgeli. Still fighting for it. Gets it back to the point. Shot deflects off the legs of the defense, but still in the attacking zone here for Goons. Pika Roger tried to go back. Good step up by VP. This one's going to go all the way back down. VP, who, if I am not mistaken here as well, might possibly, potentially be celebrating a birthday today. So Goon's going to be looking to get him that win. 24 years young. In the attacking zone. FBK looking. A little bit of space down on that right-hand side. Quickly evaporates. Big hit there. Mullen still has it. Pass across, and a big interception by the birthday boy there. And a trip as well. What an opportunity now for Goons. They elect not to hold up. Trying to force the agenda. The pass for Viva off the mark. It's in. Huge moment here for Goons this season.
Yeah, they didn't have a great power play across the course of it, but I mean, they're going to have to capitalize on their opportunity here. If your opponent makes a mistake, doesn't matter how you do it, you got to make them pay for it. Looking for the face-off win, recovered, though, by Furion, who gets that initial clear, and Mullen actually giving chase. Good
shot there by Viva to take it away. Big commitment of energy there from Mullen, and just mistimed at the line. 1:23 to go on the man advantage.
And that's unfortunate there. Having the step on the defender and going offside can just feel so deflating, but they still have time on this power play. Again, credit Mullen, really giving him some trouble on the faceoffs. Even if he didn't win it, the tie-up there was really good.
Pass back to the high slot. Maybe one pass too many there from Viva. He's able to settle that one down. Gets it back one more time. Completely shut down at the blue line there. Furion is able to outrace the attacking pressure, pass off the mark, but only a chance for one more rush here for Goons on the man advantage. Furion's without a stick as well. They need to make something happen here. Into the slot, shot blocked, loose puck, scores! Leave it to the captain, Sin, to find that puck in front. Kriketsi with the goal. And as the power play expires, Goons are on the board.
That's a big one there. Definitely what you can call a power play influenced goal, and also influenced by that major hit in the neutral zone that knocked Furion's stick away. He did get one at the end. It was from Afe there, but just excellent job from Goons right there, sort of crashing the net, putting pucks and throwing bodies at the net too, and that's what we're talking about. It can come down to a bounce. They tie this game up. So despite all the offensive zone time, the shots, the chances for Färjestad, they only mustered the one goal. We have a tie game here late in the third.
Pass attempt broken up there. FBK to get that one right back. Goons trying to make sure that they play tomorrow. They need a win now. Otherwise forcing, a necessary reverse sweep. They'd be facing elimination in our next game, down 3-0. So this is make or break right now for them in the back half of this third period.
Yep, we definitely said it. This is essentially a must-win game if you're in Goons' position. And, again, they kept it close. They're in a decent position right now, but they got to kind of try to shut down what moves by Mullen.
And as he throws one on again, loose puck still bouncing around, is ultimately recovered by Fincona. Active strategy from Mullen on a few occasions. Throw that puck on low. Good things can happen.
Yeah, and that puck kind of bounced around right there as Antonio Manin and Ique were just kind of looked to hammer that one home. Good face-off win for Ketsky, but excellent pressure.
Antonio has it once more here. Nowhere to go. Finds Mullen. Again, the captain has it. Tried to find Antonio in front. Took a huge hit for his troubles. 5 minutes remaining now here in regulation. Tie game. Short side. Stopped by McSavid. Ique Rogers still not able to beat the FBK netminder in this series. Goons will settle it down. Going to get that clean breakout. Mullen. That's something to say about that. Good job to time it. Furion stuck in a rough spot there. They maintain possession for the moment. Indeed, that's why I said for the moment. Change that quickly. Ique Roger can't get that shot on. Laminins can do now. Able to find Antonio Manin again. He has the goal for FBK in this one. Nearly got it back again. Defensive Goons having to be on their toes. You're off a little bit on those. It's going to be a goal. Great battle here by Jurgli. We're in the final minute of regulation here in Game 3. Mullen will settle it down. See what FBK can do here on this rush attempt. Dump and chase. Picture perfect. Laminin struggling though. Great defense in response. Can they get anything going down the other way? Here's Ique Rogers. Got a bit of space. Throws it across. Nobody there. Now with 22 to go. Here comes FBK one more time. Big toe drag from Antonio. Loose puck recovered by Goons and going back down the other way. Huge hit at the line and an offside call with 16 seconds to play.
A lot of back and forth action right there, but yeah, that was a very North American style play there from Färjestad. The cross ice dump sort of toward the corner boards, allowing maybe the winger to get to it, but that time it was Laminins in on the rush who got it but wasn't able to handle it.
The pass in front there, intercepted. 8 seconds to go, a chance for one more rush. Here's Mullen, loses it. Furion has it. Laminin shot blocked down, and that will do it for regulation. At least we move on in overtime in game number 3 with everything to play for.
Yeah, and Goons kind of keeping them in a position to win, and that's exactly what they need to continue to do. And they definitely looked a lot better there in the third period, able to get some chances. I liked what they're doing, sending pucks towards the net, even though they weren't, all the time shots. A lot of passes towards the net, but they're in tight opportunities, and that's really something that they weren't doing a whole lot early on into the game. They were working the perimeter maybe, a bit too much there and looking for those, one-time looks, and it was either being intercepted by Färjestad or the shots were getting blocked when they would get to the location they wanted it, and that's reflected there in the shot totals. However, if we had access to the attempted shots, and we'd see a lot more from Goons there. I think they've attempted 10 plus, but it's been a good job from Färjestad to get some blocks. You could see one right there coming out from Antonio. No stranger to playing defense there, but that did lead to the goal. Again, just some bounces right there as it hit off of Laminins. Furion couldn't get the puck pick up, and it went to Kriketsi, who put it home, and that was the game-tying goal. So overtime will get underway. One chance is all it takes in this one. Will it be for Goons? Will it be for Färjestad? We'll find out, presumably, soon enough.
It's overtime underway. Comes somewhat of a rare overtime for our broadcast, given the standards that were set this season. A quick out attempt. Unsuccessful. Ique held off the goal-scoring sheet in this one so far. Ique Roger nearly had a chance to step in. Great puck protection from Mullen there. Sends it around. Ique, Furion at the point. Weaves his way through traffic, sends it back down low. Mullen gives chase. Played well by Viba, and it's Goons in control for the moment. Antonio Manin wins it back. Shot on, deflected off with the stick. Defender in front of him, and it's Goons. Get some speed back in on the attack here. Shot blocked down. Good look. Players in defense too much. Jurgli to the point. Pass off the mark. And a heavy, heavy collapse from Goons. Jurgli able to win it back momentarily. Dropped at the point one more time. Antonio nowhere to go. Viva continues to have a strong defensive game. Kriketzi, the captain, around the back. Jurgeli looking. He goes to the point. Shot tried to be wired on. Pika Raj's backhand blocked down as well. Kriketzi fighting for it. Pass goes all the way back down to the other side.
Yeah, so some good pressure right there from Goons, trying to kind of get towards the middle there. But yeah, both these teams playing pretty good defensively, not wanting to give any of these squads a good one. And nice attempt right there. Pika Raj just caught a step offside. It's been a good job from Färjestad for the most part, playing on the blue line there, really able to limit a lot of the Goons' attack and what they want to do on those break-ins.
That one just to the left of McSavid. One back and a shot on. Forcing a tough stop. An unlikely scenario.
Yeah, I think Jurgeli was actually maybe going for the bump right there, but the puck went loose. He got a stick on it, and yeah, McSavid kind of almost caught off the angle right there. Probably fortunate that was a weak backhand.
Goons trying to keep this one in. Good layers in defense from FBK, but they still have to defend. Shot clipped the post. Ket on that bid. Trouble again for Viva under pressure. Wins it back, though. Great stick lift. Again, it's Goons trying to get something going down the other way. Halfway through OT, one will be here for as long as is necessary. Game 3. This first round matchup between these two and an offside call with 8:38 to play.
Yeah, but so far so good for Goons. We haven't seen Färjestad be able to counterattack the way they want to. They're forcing some loose pucks, but they're simply not able to get there. And it's good recovery plays by Viva and VP so far to limit those.
Viva again having trouble with the pressure. Able to maintain possession here for the moment. Leads it off for VP and again back. A lot of difficulty, and speaking of difficulty, another interesting look towards McSavid. Really a victim of friendly fire. Circling back, taking their time on this breakout attempt, nowhere to go. He's doing a good job holding off the pressure. Furion and Antonio trying to find a bit of space. See who's going to win that one back there. Every chance. Seems like a 50-50 up for grabs. But Goons doing a great job limiting these turnovers in high danger scenarios. Jurgeli the spin pass in front and the glove stop by McSavid. Denying VP a great chance for an OT winner on his birthday.
That was an incredible pinch right there. Perfectly timed. A great pass into the slot, but a better save coming out from McSavid. Definitely something to remember here down the stretch if FBK can sort of establish their attack. But you mentioned it, Goons doing a good job limiting them and really limiting those defensive zone turnovers, just being okay with sending the puck back around their own boards and resetting time and time again.
Viva plays that one off the boards. Great patience. He can make the first move. Indeed, he did. Final 2 minutes of real time here. Turnover off and neutralized for the most part in this game. We have an offside call. 1:50 on the clock. Looking for that winner again. FBK scores. They have a chance to close out this series in the next game. Goons score. Guaranteed these two teams play at least one game tomorrow. Shot low, looked for the rebound again for Antonio Mann, just off the mark. Rebound chance there, perhaps maybe even a deflection for Afe. Antonio trying to hold on to it. Mullen, Afe on the doorstep, just lost as he tried to pull back in. One-timer, stop, rebound, scores! All the traffic, all the hard work, and Mullen is the hero. FBK, a 3-0 series lead on Goons with a chance to close things out in just a few minutes.
And that's a bit of a heartbreaker there, but FBK, the second they got that puck down low, they cranked that aggression up. They were hungry. They were tenacious. They kept on that puck time and time again, not allowing Goons any sort of space to even pass it off. If they did get brief possession, there was a skater all over them. Afe and Antonio especially, the work down low. Mullen kind of the recipient of the nice bounce right there, and that will give them the 3-0 series lead. Tough break for Goons. They really played better as that game went on, but FBK are one win away from eliminating Goons and moving on into the semifinals. And now Goons have to pretty much pull off the improbable, seemingly impossible against this Färjestad team and win 4 straight to advance. But they're just going to have to take it game by game here as we're going to get a look at that first goal. They keep going back to it. I love it. Antonio taking that away from Furion there. And this is the goal that ended up for Goons, I'm pretty sure. Initially, a great block by Antonio, who was playing some defense, but just a bouncing puck off Lehmanens, off of Kriketsi in front of Furion, who then gets around him and puts it home. But that's what it takes. So sometimes that's why you get pucks and bodies to the net, and that's why this game is over the way it was. Pucks and bodies to the net. Mullen capitalizes off another bouncing puck scenario, and fortunately for Fincona, unable to get that cover.
So a huge result there for FBK. Again, pushing Goons to the brink, and might even be able to say with the way Goons scored that goal. Sometimes it takes a bit of luck in, and indeed they had some luck there, but not on the goal that ended it. Game 4 coming up in just a matter of moments. Will FBK be able to complete the sweep and be, I believe, the first team to punch their ticket to the second round? We will find out through a quick word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for sticking with us. Sin, tough loss for Goons there again. Very much being pushed to the brink. I do believe as well here before that game, we're going to be able to get you an updated look at everything going on around the league. If I am not mistaken here, of course, aside from the Philadelphia and Ique games that we covered here on this broadcast, which you see there, we have also had other games played today. Havu and YMCA. YMCA avoiding relegation, doing what Goons are going to have to do, fending off elimination there and punching their ticket to at least playing more games tomorrow. And then, of course, yesterday, there were a barn burner set of games that, unfortunately, we weren't able to do commentary for, but we're still presented here on this channel. A 3-0 series lead for H-Reds over Poggers at this stage.
Yeah, and some impressive performance, some offensive explosions that I believe we're going to be able to kind of highlight for you on screen here in a second from H-Reds. Yeah, in the last minute of the game, look at this. Just the first goal off of a kind of a broken play, a rebound scenario. Then look right there. I mean, Poggers come back with one of their own. H-Reds down low, puck into the slot, the goal to tie it up with 14.5 left. Oh, they're not done yet. Off of the faceoff, back to the point. The one time the rebound caught sitting there was the goaltender of Poggers. What a crazy turn of events there in the last minute of that game.
You have any idea how frustrated I am that we got to miss that on broadcast yesterday? Very frustrating, and absolutely a wild end to that game. And again, an updated look at the bracket now as it stands. Of course, Philadelphia and Ique heading into tomorrow with the tied series. H-Reds trying to finish off Poggers as well with that 3-0 series lead. Not the only one, though, of course. Bottom left-hand corner of the game's yet to be reported, but of course we know FBK have a 3-0 lead on Goons as well. So if you were placing money on the sweep, well, you still very much have a good opportunity. And then again, YMCA fending off potential elimination. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Of course, Poggers and H-Reds will be playing today, if I'm not mistaken. It will be off broadcast, though. So we'll try to get you an update depending on when those games have indeed started. I think they were supposed to have by now. So we'll get you a word on that as soon as we possibly can. But Sim, regardless, again, Game 4 coming up. For FBK, maybe not the way you would have wanted to win, but in the playoffs, as they say, a win is a win. You'll take what you can get. Now they just need one more over Goons, which for Goons, it has to be a little bit frustrating, and I'll point this out. last year in the championship round in our pro division, they lost a best of 7 to who were known at the time as Enigma, now known as Ique. And now you look at Ique, they have a 2-2 series here against Philadelphia, and Goons had their backs against the wall with a 3-0 series. For Goons in the playoffs, it just seems to be something about it where you get that little bit of momentum and it just doesn't quite go right. But that's not to say this season wasn't a huge statement, really, on their intentions in this division. A top 5 finish in the regular season. It's absolutely fantastic. But as you've mentioned, Färjestad, despite there being just a 1-win differential in the regular season, FBK are a battle-tested club in the playoffs, to say the least.
Yeah, and it's just that you kind of bring it up again. Goons sort of, a newer sort of entity, but with the newer players as well. Viva, Pika, Roger, both younger guys learning kind of the ropes here in the elite division. And it's that extra level, the experience also that Färjestad have playing at this level that's sort of giving them the edge right now when there's not a whole lot of time and space out there. Färjestad has been able to make that time and space, and they've done that consistently, going all the way back to that upset win over Ique where they got outplayed and they still were able to win because they capitalized on their stretch pass and rush plays. And now they're able to dictate the pace of play. Oftentimes they still have that counterattack, and Goons really doesn't have an answer for it too much. They kept that one close again, but they got a goal off of kind of a bounce and couldn't find one in overtime to secure the win. And now backs against the wall, facing elimination, down 3-0.
Absolutely. So again, game 4 just about ready to get underway here. Will FBK be able to pull off this sweep? That is the question. Although, Sin, the word is we're going to get a look at the lineups here. Interesting situation as Jurgeli is out of the lineup. I believe, of course, this was pre-planned. Keskitalo will slot in on that right-hand side for Goons.
Wow, I mean, that's a pretty big kind of a thing here. I don't actually have stats up for him, so if you have access to the website quickly there, we're going to get the sheets changed. But yeah, Keskitalo, and again, a name that I definitely recognize, but again, not not too sure. Okay, we're going to have it there. Okay, that's the playoff stats. So yeah, he hasn't played a game so far. Not too sure. And maybe he didn't play. Yeah, it looks like he didn't play a game in the regular season either. So, okay, I was right to not really remember the thing. I know the name. We covered the name before, but in this season, we're not too sure what he's going to bring to the table.
So, last year with Goons, he had 67 points in 30 games in the regular season, 56 points in 21 postseason games. Reason why you recognize him, of course, he was previously of SJ Gaming back in season 10. So he is someone with a couple of seasons worth of elite experience. So this isn't someone that they're just throwing to the wolves and saying, good luck, have fun. This is a very experienced player, but I don't know if you would ideally throw anybody into the line of fire like this, regardless of how experienced they are in the playoffs. Hey, for one reason or another, we're down 3-0. Yeah, get ready to play.
Yeah, get ready to play, and hey, we're going to need some goals here because we only scored 1 in the last one. They've been sort of struggling. I think that's 6 total for them across the course of the series after 3 games, averaging 2 goals, 4 per game. Definitely not where you be, and far, far lower than their average across the season, which was 2.83. So, kind of a situation that Goons aren't used to, and we're seeing that that Färjestad team that adds that other level to them in the playoffs, and a team that has gotten better and better defensively and better able to dictate the play here, and they're really kind of taking advantage of Goons right now in this series. So we'll see if this lineup swap, what Keskitalo is going to bring to the table here.
Might be just what they need to get that series kind of back under control again. Goons needing to win 1 game to force a little bit of action tomorrow. Otherwise, again, FBK become that first team to move on to the second round. I do believe, of course, they fell short in the first round last year against Ique after having beaten them the season before. So FBK have their own interesting history when it comes to the playoffs. Again, we will see what happens here against Goons, hopefully in a matter of a moment here. Waiting for word, of course. There there were some connection issues heading into that first game of this broadcast. And with the lineup change here, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if we had more.
Yeah, and may in fact just be happening as we're trying to get that set up here. Trying to get word on how soon that will be. But we do have the YMCA and Havu highlight that we can show you, something that we're able to pick up on. So we're going to throw that on screen right now.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at this bit of action here. Sin, again, Havu with a 3-1 lead, but this was at the end of Game 4, if I am not mistaken. And how YMCA extended their season.
Yeah, just excellent work down low right there off the side of the no way. That's what you kind of expect after a game that's going to be ended 1-0 in overtime there. I got to ask, it's a Havu game. Was that double, triple, or quadruple overtime? Who knows? But bit of fortune right there for YMCA, but fortune favors the bold. They're able to keep Havu off the score sheet, and a tough defensive team is Havu, so YMCA obviously a very kind of good job of keeping their dreams alive right there. And you know what? You'll take anything in the playoffs, especially. You take kind of what's given to you. We do have the lobby ready, so we're going to be able to jump into that soon. Färjestad and Goons. Goons now backs up against the wall. Will they be able to extend their season here against Färjestad? Tough task ahead of them, but they do have the tools. Now, are they going to be able to utilize those and be able to kind of, get past the tighter defensive game that Färjestad's been playing?
Sometimes, Sin, it takes a goal like that. Goons could certainly use 1 or 2 goals like that. This is the last game that they are promised this season. All or nothing from this point on. Of course, one of the more aggressive teams in the league as well. We know they're not afraid to pull the goaltender early if they're in need of that goal. We will see if a newly promoted club from Pro Division last season has what it takes to make this a series, or if that elite experience of FBK is just a little bit too much. Game number 4 underway here, just about ready to begin at the very, very least. And Sin, I mean, again, all or nothing.
It's this. We're gonna have to see Goons pull out all the stops, because what they have been doing so far in this series simply isn't working to enough effectiveness. So we'll see how flexible that this roster is, not just with who's playing, as we're seeing Keskitalo slide in here, but how comfortable they are just kind of playing outside of the game that they want to play, because Färjestad's not letting them get anything established. The second you think Goons can have something established, they may get a look, but it's blocked by Färjestad. They're counterattacking. They always have to be aware of that counterattack, and I think that's, kind of throwing Viva and VP off. We've seen them pinch still at the same time, but, maybe a bit of paranoia, as Ique can always exit the zone quickly. They did a good job of containing him in that last one, but their offense did suffer as a result of that, and that's kind of been the story of this series. It's Färjestad has so many weapons that they play defense by putting so much fear into their attacking ability into their opponents. So we'll see how this game plays out.
A stretch pass there has Antonio Mannon in on the attack. Double team pressure, shot on the short side. Good save by Fincona. Another chance bouncing around. Good looks from Mullen and Ique, but here come Goons down the other way. It's Keskitalo who has it stripped away from him at the last moment there. Again, the green indicator for Goons in those dark jerseys. Not played a single game for this team this season. Chance there and a goal, but then I think that one fairly obviously some interference involved.
Yeah, someone went crashing in. If the first pass, went in, if that first shot goes in, I think there's a good shot of it counting. However, we did see one disallowed like that earlier in the Ique game, but yeah, that one was pretty clear cut. A lot of contact with the goaltender, and it's the follow-up shot that went in. Not a whole lot McSavid could have done, but Goons, like the mentality, driving the net.
A rebound bid there, taken away by Furion. That pass off the leg of a defender. Keskitalo keeps it in. Good feed. Kriketzi the shot. Much better from Goons. There's the quick out. Viva trying to keep pace with Ique, and he does. Excellent work from the young defender.
Yeah, really, really good job there. As he actually had the correct amount of body position there. I think they're hoping for the puck to bounce off of the end wall. Instead, it rims around, and Viva had great position there, keeping Ique to the outside and not even allowing him to get over to attempt to make contact and negate the icing there, as his VP able to follow up on that.
Färjestad bats that one all the way down the ice. Automatic animation there, for lack of a better term, resulted in a no icing call. It's FBK back in control here now. Loose puck, covered by VP. And they try to give them a taste of their own medicine. And that one also goes for ice.
I like it coming out from Goons, though. I mean, keep trying different looks, and that's something that they're going to have to do to try to get maybe Färjestad out of their comfort zone if they have pretty much been in their comfort zone throughout this entire series. So better late than never for Goons. We'll see if they could keep up some consistent success in that regard.
Ique Roger looked for the pass. Again, still no goals for him in this series. Good look on the feed there. Afe has it knocked loose. Battling with Ique Roger. Afe has it. Sends it around the back. Recovered by Laminitz. Good movement here. Mullen might win the award for most improved this season. We have an award for most improved. We should have an award for most improved. Puck at the point. One-timer. Great block by Afe. See what they can do trying to get into the attacking zone. Drop back from Mullen. 3 players to try and weave his way past. A bit too tall of a task. Again, Goons right now. Good job shutting down the line. Here is Ique Roger trying to step in, and Färjestad able to recover. Biba back down to him. Down low. Kriketzi looked for that wraparound. Ran out of space. Färjestad was there. Good hit by Ique Roger as Goons stepping up the pressure here. Living up to the namesake. What a step around there, though, by Keskitalo. Beautiful move. Chance there. Biba pinching it. Still fighting for the puck. Has it here. Slap shot off the leg. I believe his teammate, as we have 5 minutes to go here in the first period of game number 4. A 3-0 lead for FBK in this series. You are watching a quick outlet that's on net. And Finn Kona forced to make the save. ECL Elite Division action brought to you, of course, by our friends at Wilhelm, Kovalan Lakritzi, and Viaplay. It's in. I mean, again, huge opportunity here, similar to last game, looking for that opening goal.
Yeah, but exception to the last game, Goons seeming to get the better of the chances, a lot more zone time, not allowing Färjestad to get established. That being said, here comes that aggression.
Mullen, a wizard with the puck this season, and a big glove save by Finn Kona, denying Afe the goal-scoring opportunity. That was leading scorer in the regular season, Afe, for the record.
Yeah, right there in the low shot, getting an uncontested, well, pretty much an uncontested shot on Finn Kona, making a huge stop right there. And that's how quickly Färjestad can come at you. Just a little bit of tiny pressure. That's exactly what they did in OT as well. They got that one chance, didn't give up on the play, and kept hammering at it till they got it. That one there, good opportunity, but well saved by Finn Kona.
The shot attempt was knocked down by the man in front. Final minute of the first period. Big step up here off the spin. Pass and McSavid able to find that. It's in the entire far side of the net, wide open, but just too much traffic to really get a heavy shot off.
Yeah, and it was a bit of an off-balance chance from Ique Roger, who, again, still searching for that first goal. Had a tremendous look there as McSavid was sliding pretty far to that right-hand side.
Timer, Keskitalo healed it. 6 seconds to work with here for FBK. Furion able to find Antonio Mann, low shot. Rebound handled well by Finn Kona. I think we've heard this one before. It's in first period, a goalless affair. We go to the second, still looking for that opening tally.
But credit to Goons, they've gotten a lot more shots on net than they did in the first one. I think they had 0 registered shots after the first in the last game. They definitely looked a lot better there. You could see them with the slight advantage and time on attack as well. But credit to Goons. Färjestad did block quite a few shots there. So Goons, I mean, getting that face-off advantage back too, which is huge for them. And they're able to start translating that into more pressure offensively, which is something that was a huge key for them, as they didn't quite have enough of that throughout the beginning of this series. Despite having that advantage in face-offs, they weren't seemingly getting a lot of the advantage when it came to time on attack and chances, but they're sort of turning the corner here in this one here, and both teams looking for that first goal still. You feel like the pressure's on Goons to get that first one, especially with the first period that they just had.
The second underway. We will get that first goal. Set the tone for the rest of this contest. Again, Goons win. These two teams play at least one game tomorrow. If BK wins, they get a nice little break as they await to see who their opponent in round 2 will be. And by a nice little break, I mean, hey, they get an extra day off. Mullen. What a feed there to Furion. Slap shot, bouncing around. Ended up behind the back of the net. Dangerous look there. See, a heck of a job there by Laminens to just get in the way. Don't even need to necessarily have an intention, just get in the way. A late offside call here against FBK. Goons in possession. Pescatalo, nowhere to go on that one. And what a story it is, him playing his first game of the season. Game 4, down 3-0 in the series. Chance here, one-timer! And the defense in front, Sin, may have bailed out Fincona. Tough to tell.
Yeah, it was either his pad or the leg of the defender right there. Nonetheless, a terrific play by Färjestad, backing off all the Goons' defense, kicking it back up to Furion, who takes the shot. Unable to capitalize. This great face-off win. Antonio with a chance.
Had a bit of space. Mullen now. Job biding his time. Antonio throws it on. Good deflection bid for Afe, but Fincona able to stick with him.
Yeah, and Färjestad starting to come alive right here and beginning to get a bit of snowball going there as that was that deflection coming out from Afe, trying for that short side. Just good positioning from Fincona, not allowing that to bounce through. But a penalty coming up, and Goons will head to the power play, and that's something we didn't talk about in that first game. No penalties taken for Goons when they struggled so much in those first 2 games. That's huge for them moving forward. They're going to have to keep that up, and now they have a power play opportunity as Färjestad takes one in the neutral zone.
Laminens, though, trying to bring it down the other way. Has a bit of space around the fence. Took an extra effort. Ique Roger to strip him of the puck. But what an attempt from Mullen. A wrecking ball out there. Chance. Ique Roger couldn't pick the corner on the blocker side. Looking here. At the point, it's Viba. D to D. BP down low for Pescatalo. Gets it back from Kirketsi. Ique Roger. Pescatalo, kick save second. Stop by McSavid. Down and out it appeared. But it only appeared as McSavid able to make those stops.
Wow, and he got back just in time for that second opportunity as well. A huge, huge pair of saves there, shorthanded, but Goons aren't done.
Pescatalo fires one wide. Under 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. One-timer and a kick stop by McSavid. Playoff McSavid, the real deal. We are halfway through game number 4. Goons with their backs against the wall. Antonio's pass off the legs of a defender. Settled in here. Afe couldn't pick the corners. That one as well blocked down. So it's Kirketsi taking his time, able to find Viba. Antonio bumped off the puck. Mullen was there to assist. Good movement again from FBK. Stifled at the blue line. Big hit on Ique Roger. Loose puck up for grabs, and Goons will come up with it. Pass. Couldn't feed it through the skates there of Antonio Mann. We've talked about his defensive ability as well as a former defender. With Laminens as well, when they were both a part of Vesa Pampa, so the experience that they have together. Ique Roger pass scores! When in doubt, get it to a new face in the lineup. Pescatalo has his first goal in the Elite Division. The first time in over a season.
And that was just a great play right there, and a good job from Pescatalo driving that net, going between 2 players right there, sort of bull rushing his way into the slot, and Ique Roger with the vision. You can get another look at it. The give and go. Great job by Pescatalo to squeak by and opens up that forehand for him to catch that pass, pulls the trigger, beats McSavid. They have the 1-0 lead here.
Desperately needed for Goons to get that first tally. Thought there might have been another trip there, but no. Kirketsi able to find Ique Roger. Second chance blocked down. Pescatalo. Again, an elite veteran back in the lineup. Wrigley out for game 4. Furion looking. Over to Laminens on the offside. Shot on, rebound was there. Good bit of defense. Second chance, scores! Incredibly fast reaction time from Mullen to be able to find Antonio Mann. Sin, he's unstoppable here in the first round, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, just another level to his game. More of the playmaker throughout the regular season, but on the receiving end of some great work down low. Great passing right there. Ique to Mullen, back to Antonio. I love the decision-making from Lehman. And him and Furion had switched on the point, so the one-time opportunities weren't there. Just takes that low shot. You never know what can happen. Färjestad able to get a bit of a down-low cycle after the rebound. And Antonio Mannen putting it home on the back end, tying that one up. A quick response. That's got to be disheartening if you're Goons.
Back in the attacking zone here now to the point with VP over to Viba. Good job handling the offensive pressure. Pressure at the blue line, I should say, from the attack of FBK, as that one will trickle all the way back down to center ice. Final 30 seconds here. One more opportunity for both sides, perhaps. Knocked loose for the moment. Viba still has it. Passes it across. 3 seconds here. Slap shot just wide for Keskitalo. 0-0 through 1, 1-1 through 2. Heading into the third period, again the last period of play the Goons are promised this season.
Yeah, that's a rough scenario. I really liked their play. You liked seeing the goal coming out from, but just like we kind of harped on for Färjestad in the last game, all the chances, all the time on attack doesn't matter if you only muster a goal, and that was a exceedingly quick response from Färjestad, answering back and tying that one up just seemingly a few minutes later there towards the end of the second period. And again, heading into the third period where we started, tie game. It's going to be kind of tough now for Goons. I mean, again, you feel like you just got some kind of advantage, but the answer from Färjestad just so quick. And you can see just kind of how close this one is in comparison to a lot of the rest of the series, where it seemed like Färjestad kind of the better team a lot. So Goons, kind of finding that extra sort of layer to their game, but is it too little, too late here? Only able to muster that one goal. They're going to have to get at least one more, preferably two here in the second one. Is that chance right there as well. Super close off of the rebound play. Mullen just kind of had to kick it to his skate initially, but that's what set up the behind the net play, and they get the goal because of it. So Färjestad knowing what it takes here, throwing the puck on net, looking for the secondary opportunities off of rebounds, looking for deflections if their initial plays aren't there. It's a great mentality to have, something that's carried them to this 3-0 lead. And one more period, if they can get a couple goals here, they may find themselves in that second round.
Indeed, this third period underway. An early offside call there. We await to find out what exactly is going to happen between these two teams. Will they play tomorrow? Will we head in the final day of the first round? Here's Lehman stepping up, trying to go short side. Finn Kona didn't allow it. Loose puck, Furia able to recover. Down low, Antonio Mannen. Bumped off the puck by VP. And again, going down the other way is Goons. Keskitalo holds it. VP shot stopped by McSaven. Ketzi nowhere to go. Viba, great job keeping that one in. Pico Roger with a hammer of a slap shot just wide. It's more bad luck than anything at this point, and certainly not for a lack of try.
No, that was excellent stick work on the point by Viba to avoid the attacking Antonio and keeping that puck alive for the chance.
Layman's tried to hit Mullen. Viba was there again. Puck recovered by Pico Roger. Keskitalo was unable to keep a hold of it. I was going to say keep a hold of it. Able to keep a hold of it. It's FBK back over the line. Mullen. Able to find Lehman. It's good pressure from Pico Roger there. Kept in though. Furia stuck on the back end. Finds Antonio Mannen. Ique on the short side. Great stop by Finn Kona. The top teams in Elite love looks like that. And really an immeasurable pickup was Finn Kona in terms of having a goaltender with such elite experience between the pipes for Goons this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been such a huge help having it, and not just like, the ability, but you said the experience as well. A bit of a dangerous pass there from Pico Roger.
Turned over. Antonio couldn't hold on to it. They're praising Goons. They're sabotaging their netminder there. Pico Roger over for VP. Gets it back again. Good fast movement here, VP. It's Kirketsi at the point, covering for Viva, who's in the slot, drifting out to the left now. Again, down low, tried the short side. Nowhere for Pico Roger to go. The quick out, neutralized by a VP, but Ique still going to fight for it and nearly knocked it loose. Antonio Manning, good keeping. Laminen's looking, shot deflection bid for Afe was picked off. The battle for it here in center ice. It's Furion who's able to come away with it. Afe tried to move, Furion's still there. Mullen slap shot low, does not go. Every shot Mullen's taken has been low. Attempt to get a rebound. A two-way center after my own heart. So we have hit the final 5 minutes of regulation. Game 3 going to overtime. These two teams no strangers to incredibly close games. Viva settling things down. Lead things up, center of the ice. And just not able to time it well with Kriketsi, but that was a decent look.
That was a really good look. They would have had some time and space, would have had to created the shift coming out from the Färjestad defense and would have opened something up, hopefully in the middle of the ice. But yeah, just offsides, and Färjestad now coming back on the attack.
Rafe nowhere to go. The defense was there. Let's see what Pico Roger can do. Now would be a perfect time to find that goal. Cascatalo to VP, pinching in, and a great chance again for Pico Roger. Just won't go. Big stretch pass. Here's Afe. One-on-one with VP. Back to Lehmanen's D to D. Furion's shot deflects wide off the traffic in front. Final minute here. Pico Roger in all alone. It's knocked loose. Second chance and a big stop by McSavid, denying Viba. Kept alive by Kriketsi, but he's knocked off the puck. Goons. Unlucky, unfortunate. Did they miss an opportunity to quick out again? Denied. Afe has to get back on side. 32 seconds to play now. Recovered by Furion. Mullen takes the space on the left. Takes the hit, trying to hold on to it. Goons have it. Cascatalo, can he hold on to it? He does. Back to Pico. Roger can't pick the corner. McSavid picture. Perfect positioning.
Yeah, really great job, and 17.3 seconds left, but shout out to Furion and Lehman, as I'm not too sure which one of them got the stick on it on that kind of breakaway opportunity, but they prevented an enormous chance.
Slap shot blocked down. Couldn't hold it. Kriketsi. Now Viba. Shot deflects high and wide. 6 seconds to play. Loose puck still being fought for. Antonio Manning settle it down like a life preserver in open waters. He just clings onto the boards for dear life. FBK and Goons going to overtime for the second time today. And a chance to end this series is still on the line. Since at the very least you can't say, despite it being a sweep, the Goons have not put up a great fight in this series.
Yeah, no, especially in these last two games here. They're right in it kind of from start to finish, and they're, especially as it's gone on here today in this broadcast, they're getting more and more chances. And if you're FBK, you're kind of got the feeling like, okay, I want to eliminate these guys right now because they're trending in a pretty dangerous direction for us right now. And you kind of said it, Antonio and the team holding on for dear life at the end there as Goons were coming out flying, trying to get a late goal. But here we are in overtime. Afe enters the zone.
One goal will determine whether or not this series ends or if we continue on tomorrow, as that one was blocked. FBK quickly back in on the attack. Tonya. So this is it back to Kriketsi. Stretch pass to Cascatalo, taken away by Furion for FBK, who gives it away almost instantaneously. Nobody wants the puck. Back and forth. The possession goes. Antonio Manning. Shot blocked down again. Great traffic by 2 out of 3 forwards to help get in front of that one. There we go again, knocked loose. Goons will hold on to it with VP in possession. Let's see if he can find any space. Viva able to get that over to Pico Roger, who turns it over. All over those back passes. Mullen, the spin. The loose puck. VP comes up with it. Again, looking for space. Kriketsi. Captain sends it low for Pico. Roger cuts in front and he scores! What a time to score your first elite postseason goal. Pico Roger is the hero. There will be no sweep. Game 5 coming up tomorrow.
Great job from Goons. Great job from Ique Roger, and it's so good to see him getting rewarded for all the hard work that he's been putting in this series here. Actually, the elite scorer, by the way, the goal helmet there, gets his first goal. Finally ends up with 2 points, a goal and an assist in that one there, and that's a rough one if you're Färjestad and if you're McSave. It's not like he's in bad position, but that puck just had eyes. It was just such a bang play that came out right there, and I mean, just what a way to end it right there if you're Goons. Got to feel a bit vindicated with how well you played in that one to come up with the victory there. We got to look at that first goal from Keskitalo right there, who Kriketsi said he hoped he would bring in some more energy and some different looks into the lineup. He definitely did there. And we see that goal coming out from Antonio, but this is the game winner. Ique Roger down low, winning that foot race to the puck here, coming out front and just taking it and going 5-hole right there. I thought actually he may have snuck that in short side. He went 5-hole. Yeah, not a whole lot McSavitt can do, and you know, not everyone likes to go down there in that situation, understandably so at times, but just a great goal coming out from Goons, and they stay alive.
Ique Roger picking the corner, you might even say. What a win for Goons to avoid the sweep. Again, the series will continue tomorrow with game number 5 at the very least. It will go for as long as Goons are able to keep it alive. Sin, what a day of action. What a night of action this happened to be. Ique staying alive, tying up their series against Philadelphia. And now here, of course, you have Goons staying alive. It's a 3-1 series heading in to tomorrow. Again, what an accomplishment for them to keep this series alive. And just in general now, you look at the playoffs, and we'll get you guys a look at the bracket. It will not be fully updated, as I'm sure that game, today's games have yet to be reported for the FBK Goons series. But again, Philadelphia and Ique, Phila, are defending champions, handed their first regulation loss this season by Ique here today on the broadcast. H-Reds and Poggers, we'll see the conclusion of their series tomorrow. Very busy day for our Finnish compatriots on tomorrow's stream, as every single series will be decided tomorrow.
Yeah, and I mean, that's pretty impressive. I can't really think of the last time that's ever happened. Usually we have at least one sweep here, but not meant to be. 2 splits on the broadcast today, and can't really think of any better playoff action here with all 4 teams showing their capability to win some tight games here in the playoffs.
So with that, everybody, we could sit here and talk your ear off for as long as we possibly could. But Sin, I'm due for a nap. But hey, we made it through this stream. Let it be known again, a pulled tooth won't slow this guy down. I wouldn't miss this action for the world. And again, you can follow everything under the NHL Gamer umbrella, including the ongoing Elite playoffs and our lower tier playoffs as well at NHLGamer.com. You don't want to miss what is going on throughout the postseason. Of course, we're going to try as well to cover the championship rounds from our lower divisions as well, if we can, to be announced on that, if it's actually going to be able to happen. But hey, we always try, because again, it's not just the elite division that deserves the spotlight. You can find Sin on Twitter, as you see on your screen there, at SinFTWProd, and on YouTube at Sin for the Win Productions. Find myself everywhere at Tuki24. A big thank you to our sponsors again at Wilhelm, Kovalon Lakritzy, and Via Play, and to everyone behind the scenes that has helped make this broadcast what it was this season, what it's been. We will see all of you, at least Sin and I, next week. But make sure to tune in tomorrow as well for the conclusion of first round action here in the Elite Division playoffs.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.